Welcome everyone to Ring of Honor. This is our first annual Glory by Honor event. My name is Jeff Gorman along with Chris Lovey, and we're going to start off with a big four-way tag team scramble match.
Tag team scramble it is, an ROH original, as there you see the code of honor being upheld. We're here at the Murphy Recreation Center, South Philadelphia. Homicide, no partner because Boogaloo, his normal partners and Natural Born Sinners, was taken out by the Carnage crew at Unscripted, the last ROH show, and I don't think you're ever going to see Boogaloo again in ROH's career is in jeopardy. And here you see Special K not shaking hands, and that's what happens when you don't shake hands. Special K, no respect for anything. They care more about raving and doing whatever ravers do at raves than showing respect and shaking hands. And I don't even think the match has officially started yet. There's Chris Divine picking up Elax. Elax not even officially in this match, but it looks like Trinity, Chris Divine's girlfriend, beautiful moonsault. We saw Trinity debut at Unscripted, coming out of the crowd to take Simply Luscious out of the SAT match. Of course, she has the backs of her boys, which are the SAT, Chris Divine, Quiet Storm.
And how about this? She's taking Elax right out of this match.
Looks like Elax won't be a factor in this one, as we're getting ready for tag team scramble action. An ROH original concept right here. Basically, no tags are necessary. Two guys are in the ring. When someone goes out of the ring, someone else can come in. No tags necessary. One fall to a finish. That's the key part of the scramble concept, is that one fall part, because everyone's going to be doing everything they can to get that one fall.
No tags necessary. Looks like we're going to start off with Izzy for Special K. Homicide really at a disadvantage here. He's got nobody to watch his back.
He's got no partners. Boogaloo gone, and I don't really know what Homicide's future is going to be. I think he might go to the singles route instead of looking for a new partner, but he had already signed a contract to be in this match, so he was committed, and he will fulfill his commitment even though Boogaloo is out of the picture, and it looks like the Natural Born Sinners are history. Is he there calling out Homicide?
Only one sinner left, so he's going to have to pick his spots here, and it's going to be Joel Maximo for the Spanish announce team as he ties up with Izzy.
And he's got a big headlock there. Things starting about a little bit slow, but you know when you got competitors like this in the ring, it's going to pick up in a hurry.
Sends him in. Maximo with the shoulder block takes Izzy down. Going for a hip toss, countered, and Joel goes underneath. And quickly into a satellite head scissors goes Izzy, and Izzy's constant motion in there.
And Jeff Gorman, this is your very first play-by-play match for Ring of Honor, and what a way to step in with this scramble action. We're going to really see if you have what it takes to be a Ring of Honor announcer in this one.
Thank you. It's pretty much trial by fire. This is the kind of action I like. I like the high flyers. I always have. In fact, my grandpa was even a high-flying fan of Antonino Rocca, so I'm a third-generation fan of this kind of stuff.
Well, let's see. You might be a fan, but let's see if you can call it. This is a true test.
Izzy, reversal now by Joel Maximo, and Maximo comes up and nails the enziguri. The SAT definitely suited to a match like this with their high-flying antics.
And what you're dealing with is some really creative and innovative individuals in this match, and that's why Ring of Honor has that tag team scramble concept, to let these high flyers, to let these innovators really be at their creative best and really showcase their art as best they can in this kind of fast-paced, anything-goes environment.
And Joel Maximo with a very innovative submission hold here, grapevining both legs and quickly twisting them over, and Izzy has to go to the ropes.
Good strategy there. If you take the legs out, they can't fly.
And we get a tag to Jose Maximo for the SATs.
Things starting out slowly here, and there you see Izzy just stepping out of the ring. That means Quiet Storm can step right in. That's part of the tag team scramble concept, which is really catching on and really something exciting and something that really is unique to ROH.
And quick single leg takedown by Quiet Storm as he heads over. Jose puts on the brakes and kicks him off. Into a Hurricane Rana, takes him over, and the SAT's been looking pretty good in the early going. Quiet Storm comes in, ricochets off the ropes into an arm drag. And now trading these moves back and forth here.
And these men no strangers to each other, and you can tell by these reversals and everything that's going on here. They've pretty much been battling since the first Ring of Honor show, and this is just, they might be friends outside the ring, they might be training partners, but when the time that the bell rings, they're all action, it's all competitiveness, and it's all about who's going to get that pinfall and who's going to climb the ratings and get that tag title shot.
And they're very familiar with each other, and they're often able to counter each other's moves. Here is Chris Divine in there with Homicide, leapfrog, and an arm drag by Homicide, again fighting by himself. Drop kick takes Homicide down, and Chris Divine has the advantage after we saw his moonsaulting girlfriend Trinity early on. Not many people have one of those. Oh, and a kick to the back.
Homicide, he likes that strong style action. He might bring that element into this scramble match.
Divine nails a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, and he picks right back up on Homicide. We have a reversal here. Scoops him up and drops him into a shoulder breaker. Homicide gets 2, and in comes Dixie of the Special K team.
Dixie, I don't know what he was doing earlier in the locker room, but he was out of it, I'll tell you that much. But he might be out of it here after Joel. What is going on here? I believe we might see the move that Donnie B dubbed the Taffy Machine.
The Taffy Machine.
And
I've heard about this.
Look at this is the innovation that we're talking about. This could lead to a tap early right now, as there you see Homicide in
there with the Ace Crusher to break things up, and he's going to go for submission of his own. Now, what's the referee going to call here?
I'm glad I'm not the referee in this one. It's Quiet Storm now involved. We got the Tappy Machine, we got a crossface, we got STF all going on at once in this ring.
I feel like tapping out myself. All sorts of submissions going on. So these guys all showing that they're not just a bunch of high-flying specialists. They can really bring the mat wrestling as well.
It's all about innovation and creativity, and that's what these guys possess, whether it is mat stuff, submission stuff, or high-flying, or lucha stuff, anything these guys can do it. As there you see Izzy whipped into the guardrail, and now they're taking it to the floor, and you know what happens when they take it to the floor?
They go up and out, and it looks like it could be a matter of time before we see that with these guys. They just love the opportunity to go to the air as Izzy gets tossed back into the ring.
A little too early for the high spots, I guess.
Into the corner, Izzy setting up the SAT on the top. It looks like that's Joel, I think.
It is Joel, you can tell, because he is the bigger in the midsection of the 2 SAT members.
And we got action again, in and out. As Izzy's setting up for something big here.
And I hope they don't fall on the cameraman right here, right underneath the action. And a lariat from with both men on the top rope. And I think Joel could score a quick pin right here.
That could knock some sense into Izzy.
No, he didn't go for the pinfall. Ref Hansen was ready for it.
Whips him in. And Izzy comes off. Went for Hurricane Rana, but Joel counters it. Sets him up for the Maximo Explosion. And we could get another pin here. Dixie makes the save.
And now you see Izzy can roll right out. He was in trouble. He can roll out. And Dixie comes right back in, right into the middle of the action. That's part of the scramble rules here.
Ouch. Kicked him low. Dixie with a floating DDT. These guys may be up partying all night, but they know what to do when they're in the ring.
That's for sure. And, whoops, we got a save there. Once again, now Joel can roll out. That allows Chris Divine to be right into the match here with Dixie. The action is just non-stop in these scramble rules matches.
Dixie gets sent into the corner, floats out, nobody there. And Divine drops him with a back suplex. Chris Divine, along with Quiet Storm, both very hard-hitting, both love to drop people with the suplexes and stuff, as Divine nails him with a version of a Manhattan drop into a dragon screw, I should say, and now into a leg lock.
And we could see a tap, a lot of submissions being incorporated in this. We've pretty much seen it all. We've seen some suplexes, we've seen some stuff on the top rope, and we've seen fast-paced action, that's for sure.
Well, it's kind of a lucha style, and in Lucha Libre in Mexico, they also like the submissions a lot. They're noted for the high flying, but now we see Leapfrog here, Divine coming out, and Jose up the ropes, and he nails a tornado DDT. Homicide now in there quickly.
Homicide is just that quick. This is a pure athlete right here. A man who could have gone on and played college football at the University of Miami, had to stay home to take care of his son though. And Shining Wizard.
Ah yes, the move I named my fantasy baseball team after.
The Shining Wizard, he picked that up in Big Japan because they have banned the Cop Killer as normal finish in Japan, so he uses that Shining Wizard, which by the way they call the American Wizard when Homicide uses it.
He went for the Shining Wizard, but Quiet Storm able to block it, and now hooking up Homicide for a back suplex of his own. Quiet Storm looking good right now. And just like that, Izzy comes in and turns the tide for Special K and goes into his little dance.
A little dance. I think that he's a little on something right there. And he's signaling to the floor. I think we're going to see the first dive of the match right here. And he goes,
oh, maybe he might get a Yakuza kick to the face. And Homicide says, I'm going first.
And he just took out not only 3 men, but 2 sections of guardrails and 3 front row seats.
And a couple fans and a partridge in a pear tree.
Crowd at the Murphy Recreation Center into this kind of action.
Homicide may be the person you would least expect to go flying out of the ring, but he's not afraid to get airborne.
Not at all, not at all. Izzy trying again, but tripped out from the outside. And we got Jose in.
Here comes Jose. Getting ahead of steam. And he goes out to the floor with a tope.
And what's next? What's going to follow? Who's next? It's going to be Quiet Storm, it looks like.
See the high risk there as he almost landed right down on his own head.
Not only that, but he landed on Jose's ankle in a dangerous situation as Dixie goes up now.
Oh!
And these guys are just flying all over the place. What's next? What are they going to come up with? What kind of variation of a high spot are we going to see next in this tag team scramble match? And who's left? Who's left in the ring? Looks like we got Chris Divine and Izzy left.
That's right. These guys, they're trying to get themselves back to their feet, but they know
That came out of nowhere.
They can't really get out of the way because they're recovering from the last move.
And hold on, we got Izzy in the ring. He's the one who tried to start it all. And let's see if he can finish it right here. What do you call that, Jeff?
I guess you'd call that a springboard corkscrew plancha.
I guess that would be the right way to call it. Whatever it is, the crowd loves it here. Unbelievable. I actually heard Izzy came up with that one. He debuted that move in the Boston area at Honor Invades Boston, and I believe that he came up with that move in midair, just jumped on the rope and came up with something as soon as he hit it.
And now, completely changing the complexion of the match is Homicide with a hard lariat, and now he's sitting up on top, and it's getting a little crowded up here.
What do we got here?
Everybody going to the top. How strong are these ropes? Look out! Timber!
Oh!
I guess you'd call that a super duper 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 plex.
I'll call that a car wreck. All those guys are down. Oh, somebody had to get hurt in that one.
I don't know who did that move. I don't know who the victim was. I think...
What are we paying you for, Jeff? Come on.
I think you need to call the CSI crew in here to clean up after that one.
And everyone is down except now we got Dixie making it to his feet with Joel. And these guys got to be getting tired, even though you have an opportunity to take a breather in this one. It's been so fast-paced.
As he sends Jose in, sunset flip, Dixie rolls through. And now Dixie hooking him up. Drops him with the backbreaker, kind of out of a kryptonite crunch position. And Dixie, no, he makes a save. Divine in there.
That's what it's all about, the one fall. One fall wins it. No elimination, no 2 out of 3 falls, none of that. Whoever gets the first pinfall is a winning team.
So you'll see someone make a save for a guy who's not even on his team. Dixie out of the corner.
Looks like he's going for that move again.
Here it comes. No, he fights his way out. Divine went for sunset flip again. And now he's going to start something. Irish whip. Dixie up top.
Uh-oh.
Divine up top.
Divine's got him caught, and Dixie's in trouble, and he knows it.
Oh, no.
Oh, and that will kill your buzz, Jeff Gorman.
It sure will. Dragon superplex. Can Divine get the pin? No, it's going to be hard because, again, you have the save made by Jose Maximo.
You almost need to have the ring entirely cleared before you can even think of going for a pin attempt in this kind of match.
And, whoa, Maximo with a nice move. Sort of a twisting suplex there. Now Jose's going up. I guess scramble is definitely the right term for this kind of match. Big splash off the top. That could be it.
Well, you knew that was coming.
He knew a save was coming up. This was Quiet Storm making the save. And now Quiet Storm takes over. Sends him in, got caught with an elbow. And now Jose's heading up one more time. But, Quiet Storm has him hooked up.
Quiet Storm innovates one move after another. What's he going to come up with?
Oh! Muscle buster into a pile driver there.
And it's a good thing Joel made the save for his partner because he was out after that one.
That was going to be it, you're right. Quickly into a Hurricane Rana and a forearm by Quiet Storm. See, he's making our job so easy. He's going for the Storm Cradle Driver.
I wish they'd announce all their moves before they did it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Swing and a miss. Spinal shock.
He's attempting it.
No.
Well scouted there.
Whoa, Blue Thunder Driver by Joel Maximo. Can he get 3? No, kick out there by Quiet Storm.
Very impressive. Quiet Storm kicking out right there. And Izzy's right in position for a super kick.
And out he goes. And he caught Homicide. Izzy's so quick in there. And quickly, Izzy Izzy goes for a drop kick even after he didn't get the leapfrog he wanted. Homicide now. Izzy up on the back. And Homicide into a full Nelson.
That's like a moonsault drop kick, I guess?
Something like that. That was really cool.
These guys are just so damn creative, we can't even keep up with them.
And quick, Izzy going to the top.
This is futuristic wrestling at its best right here.
Big moonsault, but no water in the pool. We'll see if Homicide can capitalize. Again, Izzy able to come back with a reversal. Uh-oh. Water wheel slam by Homicide.
He's going for it.
Here it is. Cop killer.
Banned in Japan, the cop killer. No one gets up from that. Dixie coming in. The ring is empty.
STF. He's going to give up? Yeah, that's it.
Nope.
Homicide wins it by himself.
Very impressive winning it by himself right there. Homicide, I think that we could see a very serious run right there for Homicide as a singles. He proves he doesn't need a partner. No one in the ring to make the save for Dixie. Izzy out with the cop killer. Homicide's your winner. What action. This is Tag Team Scramble. This is Ring of Honor. I think that we're about to get our second match coming up here, Jeff. I believe it's going to be some...
Wait a minute. Chris, look out. We got some people in there.
It's the Backseat Boys, Trent Aston, Johnny Kashmere. Of course, Ring of Honor and Combat Zone Wrestling, CZW, have reached an agreement to work together on some double headers so fans can come and catch two great shows with two different styles of action. And the Backseat Boys from CZW, probably the top tag team in CZW, have hit the ring here in Ring of Honor through the crowd.
And Chris, I really couldn't believe when I found out that we were working with CZW, because there are a couple of companies that really have different styles. CZW has some good junior heavyweights, some good tag teams, but they're also more of a hardcore type promotion.
Trent's got something to say here.
CZW and Ring of Honor are going to work together.
And there you have it. I don't believe that the agreement had anything to do with talent exchange or anything like that. It just had to do with running double headers.
We're the best tag team in the world. We came to Ring of Honor tonight to take on one of the best tag teams here. Hey, Homicide, you won your match, but where's your partner? Because me and Johnny won the singles.
And it looks like tonight only we are going to see an inter-promotional match between CZW and Ring of Honor. The Backseat Boys, one of the top tag teams from CZW, wanted to come to Ring of Honor to take on one of the top tag teams from Ring of Honor. Homicide won that tag team scramble. I guess they want to take on the winners of that. No Boogaloo. What is Homicide going to do? Who's going to come out? Maybe Mafia or Monster Mac? One of his friends? Low-Key?
Maybe.
Of course, they're all training partners.
We'll see who's going to step. It's going to be
Steve Corino. Steve Corino, a man who started his career in Ring of Honor as a broadcaster, as a color commentator. He quit his job as color commentator a couple of shows ago because his heart's in the ring. That's where he wants to be competing. And I think he's proven that right now by volunteering to be in this match as Homicide's tag team partner. There's no connection between Steve Corino and Homicide. Corino is a competitor. He wants to bring that strong style 0-1 action in Japan to Ring of Honor. And that's why he quit the broadcast booth and wants to step into the ring. And he's looking right now He's volunteered. That shows that he wants to be in the ring. And we got a Ring of Honor versus CZW match. Steve Corino and Homicide against the Backseat Boys.
All right, nobody expected this. The fans didn't expect to see both promotions go against each other in the ring. And of course, Corino and Homicide, they seem kind of like an odd couple, but their styles, I think, should mesh pretty well. Both very hard-hitting. They both like that Japanese style.
Well, we definitely have a unique match here. Nothing that you'll see in, obviously, either promotion on a regular basis or any other indie. This could be a one-time only match, and looks like the CZW guys, are they going to follow the Code of Honor here? They're in Ring of Honor's house right now, and yup, Code of Honor being followed. Very nice to see this, and what? Whoops! Who would have ever thought the Ring of Honor guy would take the cheap shot in this one?
Well, Corino can say, well, technically I did shake hands, but it was sort of an extension of the handshake there, right in the mouth. And
well, what that was just a cheap shot. There's no other way to call it, Jeff Gorman. They followed the Code of Honor, but that was a cheap shot right there, and we got action right off the bat.
Backseat Boys doing those coordinated dance moves that they're so famous for, or at least all these bands are
Pretty
usually.
fancy schmancy.
Working on Homicide and Corino, we got Trent Acid battling with Homicide in the corner.
And I got a question for you, Jeff. Is this CZW rules, Ring of Honor rules? What's going on here?
Well, I guess we got the home field advantage, so it's got to be Ring of Honor rules.
Well, the way it's shaping up right now, I'd say it's maybe a mix of both. I'm not really sure. All I know is that neither of these teams want to lose this match for their promotion. We have CZW versus Ring of Honor here, and there's a lot of pride on the line.
That's right, some real cross-promotional, cross-town bragging rights. Look out! Homicide with the Ace Crusher off the top, and Trent Acid is out of there.
Now, you might not see any more CZW versus Ring of Honor matches, but what you will see in the future are double headers in the Philadelphia area where Ring of Honor and CZW hold shows on the same day. Keep your eyes out for those. And what if there's ever an opportunity to come in out of town and see two great shows, that will be it.
Nice satellite head scissors by Kashmir, and another one takes down Corino after Trent Acid DDT'd Homicide on the apron. Here come the Backseat Boys, and Corino getting double teamed. Double Bulldog, and this is one advantage the Backseats have. They've teamed together so much. They really think as one in the ring.
Backseat Boys, they have those double team moves down. Uh-oh, we got a chair. We might be seeing CZW style here.
That's right, that's not Ring of Honor style. I think the referee's gonna have to let him know that doesn't really play.
I hope we're not gonna see any light tubes.
Uh-oh. Oh! Homicide drilling Acid and kicking him right through that chair.
It looks like Homicide can play by those CZW rules, but there's Steve Corino showing the Ring of Honor style with a beautiful suplex bag right there.
The king of old school looking good in there. As we'll see if Homicide and Corino can take out the Backseat Boys. That would really be a feather in their cap. And Homicide again goes to the air.
A little different that time as Trent Acid was sitting in the chair.
Kashmir hooking up Corino in a hanging submission hold. He's got both the legs grapevined as well, but it may be a little early. I don't think Corino's going to tap out.
Corino's used to being stretched by Tanaka, Otani, Hashimoto. It's going to take a little more than that to make him tap.
Trent Acid and Homicide both recovering on the floor, and it looks like Kashmir wants to go to the air.
And let's see, it looks like we're going to see a CZW high spot right here. Homicide better watch out.
Oh no! Corino had a savate kick to take care of that. And Northern Lights bomb. No, only two for Corino.
Not quite enough. Steve Corino always knows exactly where he is in the ring. A thinking's man wrestler. He proved that by hitting that super kick right there. He wants to win this match for Ring of Honor. And it looks like Trent Acid's back in right now. No tags in this one. I think we're seeing a mix right now, CZW and Ring of Honor rules.
Homicide, with a running start, nails Trent Acid with the Yakuza kick, and now things are going Ring of Honor's way. All right.
Hey, we got CZW guys in the ring. You said it wrong. It's Yakuza kick.
Oh, Yakuza kick. And Steve Corino lands one of his own. So Acid is really feeling the pain right now.
Steve Corino bringing that 0-1 Japan style.
Here we go.
He's teaching to the Backseat Boys, but Kashmir got back for when Corino super kicked him earlier, and Homicide right there to cut off Kashmir.
Swing and a miss. Here comes Kashmir, and a nice spear there on Homicide. Kashmir showing some good explosiveness here for the Backseat Boys team. And here comes a Cobra clutch by Corino.
And Corino is using this as his finish lately. He is making men pass out and winning matches with this. Kashmir could be in trouble right here.
He's grasping, reaching for the rope.
Excuse me, Acid.
I'm not sure if he can reach the rope.
Oh, no.
As Acid's
getting
his way up. And gets a running start. He nails the Yakuza
kick.
There we go. Acid Goes for the pin, but Homicide makes the save.
Where's John House to call that when you need him?
Boy, Homicide's been out there a long time if you go back to the beginning of the scramble match.
Homicide's got to be tired at this point. He's been through a lot of action, all fast-paced, going for that cop killer. Trent Acid getting out of it. That saved him.
Blue Thunder driver there by Trent Acid. Good back and forth match here. We're not really seeing tags back and forth. It's almost looking like another scramble match out here.
Almost, but it is a mix of CZW and Ring of Honor styles here right now, as it's all on the line. CZW versus Ring of Honor. This might be the only time you ever see it.
And it's appropriate because it's a big event, Glory by Honor. You never know what's going to happen. Hooks him up for the heart attack. Oh, this is the big combo move.
And they have that perfected.
And the drop kick, that's the Cosmic Atomic, and Acid gets two before Homicide makes the save. Great cohesion by the Backseat Boys team, whether you like him or not.
And Homicide, his physical conditioning, second to none.
Exploder.
He's been going all out for about 20 minutes right now, not having any time for a breather.
And now the Backseat's looking to put this one away. And you got to wonder, Chris, if maybe some of our guys might invade the CZW show.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that this is a one-night-only thing with the talent being exchanged. The real winners of this whole thing are going to be the fans when we start having those double headers with CZW.
Whoa, Fisherman Superplex. Carino landing on his head also. And a smash by Homicide.
What's that? Carino just pushed Homicide off to try to get the cover himself. Carino, he wants the glory for himself. What is he doing there? Homicide might have had the pin. Carino wanted the pin for himself. And let's see. A miscommunication there. Kashmir moved, making Homicide hit Carino. Purely an accident right there. That's that teamwork of the Backseat Boys versus the new team. And we got a cop killer. This will be it.
No! Carino kicked his own man Homicide.
Carino just kicked Homicide. Carino is not in this to win it for Ring of Honor. He's in it for himself.
Come on.
And what's going on here? They're signaling for that T gimmick.
Here it comes.
They're going to hit that T gimmick on a tired Homicide. And CZW just unbelievable. Steve Carino costing Homicide the match with that super kick. He was in this all for himself from the beginning. Homicide might have had the pin. He almost had the cop killer. He might have had a Carino with the super kick. And Carino just...
What a disappointment there for Carino. I thought he was on the team there.
Spitting in the face of Ring of Honor. He says he's behind the Ring of Honor and everything, and then he pulls this. He's a selfish individual. He proved that right here.
The team's going to be now all the way back to their building.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first fight on the Japanese World Allison Danger and her tag team partners.
It's here! I wonder if they spit or swallow.
Race and Bobby, the First Street Connection. And their opponents from Fairfax, Virginia, the team of Christian York and Joey Matthews.
Another first here at Ring of Honor's Glory by Honor. This is going to be our first intergender tag team match.
And this one stemming from crowning a champion. We saw Allison Danger come to the ring and, hit on Alexis Lurie. Alexis Lurie turning her down. And as a result, Allison Danger kind of giving Alexis a little spanking there. And we got a little grudge match going on right here. At Unscripted, Alexis got a measure of revenge when she attacked the Christopher Street Connection. And Japanese Pool Boy giving him a spinning DDT. And now we got mixed tag team action going right now. Allison Danger doing everything she can to avoid Alexis Lurie. Alexis Lurie is one kick-ass chick. She is an athlete, that's for sure. That's why she wants to be here in Ring of Honor, to show her athletic sides. And we have Christian York right now up with Mace of the Christopher Street Connection.
Nails it with a gut buster, and we'll see how the women do in this match. As a senton quickly there by Christian York, and he gets two.
And the Christopher Street Connection, surprisingly, have become one of the most popular acts here in Ring of Honor. People are into them. They're just bizarrely entertaining, I guess you can say. And, we all know what they're about. No need to get into that.
Exactly.
But Matthews and York, a very accomplished tag team. They've been everywhere. They've done it all. And they've been up and down the roads together for years. And we should have one hell of a match right here.
That's right. Joey Matthews in there with Mace of the Christopher Street Connection. As as it seems like the girls have calmed down a little bit here. Swing and a miss by Mace. Oh, no, they haven't.
Well, Alexis Lurie feels that she was embarrassed. She came to Ring of Honor to show her athletic side, and what happens? She gets spanked and come on to by Allison Danger. She is embarrassed, and she is looking for revenge right here tonight, and that's what resulted in a 6-person tag, as we have Joey Matthews getting worked on right now by Buffy of the Christopher Street Connection.
Chop by Buffy. And it's going to come down, I think, to cohesion as a tag team. Both these teams have been together for quite a while. Nice spine buster there by Buffy on Joey Matthews. Showing a little flair. And the headbutt to the groin.
Showing a little flair. There's a lot of flair there.
The rainbow-colored Christopher Street Connection. And Buffy going for the pin.
Did he have his, in his...
Yeah, he did. He had that in, So, sometimes that'll actually cause the opponent to kick out faster when you think about it. Mace checks in, but Buff doing a good job of tying him up. And we get a double team by the Christopher Street Connection.
Look at Alexa. She wants in at Allison.
Double team with a reverse bulldog.
I think people overlook the wrestling abilities of the Christopher Street Connection sometimes due to their flamboyant act, but these two can go, they can give it and they can take it, and I mean in the ring when it comes to hard-hitting action, that is for sure.
Thanks for clearing that up. And here comes Mace. What's he setting up for?
Maybe a splash or what?
Oh, dear me. I think I need to go take a bath after that. Only one count. Joey having a hard time in there. He needs to tag out and just get away from this for a while.
I tell you what needs to tag out is Christian's hair. What is up with that? It looks like it hasn't been washed in 3 years.
Mace having a good time in there. Can't get too cute with Joey. As he blocks the suplex. Comes back with a knee. So far, the Christopher Street Connection looking very good in there.
Christopher Street Connection, they are a tag team on the rise. They do have a future here. And
Joey with the block. And drops him with an inverted DDT, but Joey really needs to make a tag right now.
Hey, did you see Joey hanging out with those Special K kids before the show? I don't know what he was doing with them.
I heard about that, but I don't think those are the people he should really be hanging out with.
And it looks like we're going to get some tags here. Buffy's in.
And... Oh, he just clobbered Christian. That's a smart tag team move. Went through it. Here we get a tag.
And he's got Alexis is in. And Alexis going straight, knocks Mace off.
She's not afraid of anybody. She'll fight now.
Oh, look at those punches. Those are solid punches. This girl can go. There's no doubt about this. And now I thought she might have been going after Allison.
Uh-oh. Buffy's not liking this. Alexis is in big trouble. Look out. Got out of it, and here's Christian slamming him down. And a reverse groin kick there by Alexis Lurie.
And Alexis Lurie.
Up and around into a tornado DDT.
Nicely done.
Now Alexis is starting to show the wrestling ability that she wanted to show.
And Allison Danger making sure to stay far away from Alexis. And there's Joey up to the top. And let's see, maybe Allison now, I think that she sees that Alexis's back is turned. Let's see, and there's a cheap shot by Allison Danger.
Everything she does is from behind. And now she's just running away again. She will not face Alexis one-on-one.
Well, I don't blame her because really Alexis is just going to kick her ass if she gets her in that ring. And what's this? They could be going for the gay basher.
There it is.
Oh, did you see her neck bend back there? That is unnatural. That's it. And Allison comes in. Allison comes in to get the easy cover. Unbelievable. Alexis is not going to be through with this crew at all. And look at Allison. She's acting like she just won the title or something.
She didn't do one move in there.
She didn't do anything except cover Alexis when Alexis was already down.
Big win for the Christopher Street Connection and Allison Danger.
Unreal.
People have been coming up to me, asking me a lot of questions, saying, Guido, what do you have against the FBI gimmick? Why do you want to drop it? Now, don't get me wrong, the FBI gimmick treated me very well in this business. It went way back in 1996 when I had JT Smith. JT Smith. And then I had him for about a year. And we started to climb a little bit. And then along came Tracy Smothers. And then along came Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich and Tracy Smothers. And our careers were still taking off. We're about in 1997, 1998. And we were going. And then in the ECW arena, me and Tracy won the tag team titles. Many people thought it was a fluke. And then time went on again. And they left. And then along came Tony Mamaluke. And the FBI gimmick was going even higher. And everybody's saying, how can these guys go? This comedy act team, these comedy guys go any higher? And then on August 26th, me and Tony won the ECW World Tag Team titles in a Hammerstein Hall. What a great feeling. The FBI gimmick are now the ECW champions. And then ECW closed down. Gone. And ever since then, I worked a lot of independent shows. And my career just kind of plateaued. Didn't go any further. It's going like this, like this, like this. And I say to myself, you gotta do something. You gotta change. You know, well, you've been a comedy act since 1996. So what I tell them is, it's time to get rid of the comedy act. And it's time to get serious. And I say, now my name is not Little Guido. It's James Maritato. And so far in the Ring of Honor, I've been doing pretty damn good as James Maritato. And a lot of people want to see me and Tony as a tag team. And damn it, I'll tell you the truth, I want to see me and Tony as a tag team. But if I'm going to be serious, and he's going to keep the comedy act going, we're not going to work good together. We're not going to gel together. I know in my heart, if I become serious, my career will go from here, and it will climb, and it will climb. I know it will climb. And don't get me wrong, I know in Tony Mamaluke's mind, if he keeps the comedy act going, in his mind, he'll climb. But it won't. So there's only one way to take care of this. And God, I hate to do this. It's a good friend, hell of a wrestler. But on October 5th, Tony, if you really feel that confident, and I know I feel confident, when we meet on October 5th, and you actually can pin me 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, I will give you the gimmick that I, James Maritato, created and brought us to the Tag Team Champions in 1997, and then brought us to the Tag Team Champions towards the end of ECW. And if you beat me, the FBI gimmick will live. But Tony, if you don't beat me, the FBI gimmick will be gone forever.
Introducing first, weighing in 2,476 pounds, unbelievably, Tony. And his opponent, weighing in 201 pounds, James Maritato.
we are ready for the battle of the full-blooded Italians. It's Tony Mamaluke taking on James Maritato. A lot leading up to this one, Chris.
Don't let James Maritato hear you call it the battle of the full-blooded Italians. James Maritato looking to get serious here in Ring of Honor. He says, you know, the FBI gimmick, it was great for him. It brought him to championships. It brought him to high levels. But now James Maritato feels that his career has plateaued. And in order for it to reach the next level, he has to get serious, especially here in Ring of Honor where pure wrestling is what counts. Tony Mamaluke, on the other hand, he's a little afraid. He doesn't want to quit. Cheap shot there by Mamaluke after the handshake. Unreal. But anyways, Mamaluke wanting to keep the FBI ways going, feeling, hey, it got me success before, it'll keep getting me success. Maritato trying to get Mamaluke to get serious, to get on the same page as him so they can go back to being the fantastic tag team that they are. Mamaluke not glistening. It resulted in an impromptu match at Unscripted, and Mamaluke won that with a cheap low blow, and that resulted in this match. The tips on this one is the winner gets the FBI gimmick. So if James Maritato wins, he's going to get that FBI gimmick and throw it away. That's it. It's over. If Mamaluke wins it, he owns that FBI gimmick. He can do whatever he wants with it here in Ring of Honor. And we're going to see a lot of mat work in this one. Both these two extremely good when it comes to shoot fighting and mat work.
And Tony Mamaluke has really progressed a long way. When he first started, he was really known as a crazy high flyer, but he really has developed his mat game very well.
Well, Mamaluke, he was trained by Dean Malenko, so he knows that mat stuff in and out. He just might not have showed it that much early in his career, but now in Ring of Honor, this is a platform where he can really display that stuff. James Maritato with that shoot fighting background all the way back to 1995 in UWFI, that's what he wants to bring out here in Ring of Honor, and you see that with this Fujiwara armbar.
Maritato there trying to get the submission, but we see Mamaluke able to get out of it. And now, again, we see these two, they're so familiar with each other, they have a hard time getting a clear-cut advantage, even though Maritato has considerably more experience.
Well, these two have traveled the roads together. They've traveled many miles together. They've teamed together in many, many matches, so they do know each other in and out. And you know what? I think that they both really want to still be together as a tag team, but they're just having a different philosophy right now, and hopefully we can settle that tonight, and they can either get serious or go their separate ways, because if they're a serious tag team together, I think that they could really be the best tag team in Ring of Honor.
They certainly could, as it was James Maritato going for that cross-arm breaker again, but again we see Mamaluke countering him with a leg lock, and James Maritato right back on top. So this match is really starting to look kind of like a fight, only with wrestling hold. It's really a battle of two different philosophies here.
It's kind of a chess game you have going on. If you notice, no one's really staying in a hold. They're both struggling at all times to either get that hold on better, get out of that hold, hit a reversal. Right there you see Mamaluke trying to cup his hands over Maritato's mouth and nose so he can't breathe. Maritato reverse. It just lots going on in this one, and it's been a stalemate so far, and that's what you would expect between these two normally great tag team partners.
It's really kind of ironic because when you think of the full-blooded Italians, you think of a lot of funny, lighthearted stuff, but now they're the entire future of this team, as we see Maritato with a nice submission hold here.
Well, that's what Maritato wants to get away from. He agrees that funny kind of stuff, that was good to him a while ago, but that's back in the old days. Now it's time to evolve your career. It's time to get serious, especially when you deal with Ring of Honor, where gimmicks, it's not really about gimmicks here. It's about your wrestling in the ring, and both these guys, extremely accomplished wrestlers, as you see another standoff right there. And, well, we have a second, Jeff. I'm going to talk about the Code of Honor. Of course, Ring of Honor is known for the Code of Honor. It's based on the Code of Honor. The Code of Honor promotes sportsmanship. It promotes athletic matches.
As Mamaluke sends him in, Maritato putting on the brakes and controlling things with a headlock, but quickly countering into a body slam. But coming right through with an ankle lock is James Maritato.
There you go. Going back to the Code of Honor. It's that it's here to make sure that you see the best action in the ring, the best athletic action in the ring, and this is what it is. Competitors must shake hands before and after their match. No harming an official or causing others to harm an official. No interfering in a match or having others interfere on your behalf. No sneak attacks. Now that means if someone's in a locker room, none of that old school kind of stuff where you jump them in the locker room, none of that sports entertainment kind of stuff. And if you're disqualified in your match, you have broken the code of honor. We want our matches here to end in pinfalls or submissions with clear winners or losers, and that's what this code of honor promotes. Now, on the other hand, there are some situations that take off in the blood feuds here, where it's not about wins and losses, it's about hurting your opponents. In those cases, as we'll see in a Texas Death Match later on tonight, that there is no code of honor, it is waived.
You got to give a lot of credit to Tony Mamaluke, the way he countered that ankle lock into an ankle lock of his own, and now into a dragon screw. We see Tony Mamaluke working on the knee into a half Boston Crab.
And I think that's kind of the strategy one of these guys have to take in this match. It's just trying to work down a body part, because obviously they can't go hold for hold with each other because they'll be doing that all night.
That's right. They know each other so well. I'm sure they've trained together many times, getting their moves down when they went into tag team competition. So far, it's been pretty even as Tony Mamaluke tries to put away James Maritato, whips him in. Maritato ducks underneath, and Mamaluke doing a nice job of catching him. Oh, but look at that, into a Fujiwara armbar.
And he's made many men tap. Let's see if Mamaluke can get out of this. This could be a tap right here.
Is he going to give it up?
I don't think he quite has the leverage. Nope.
No, Mamaluke was able to flip over to alleviate that pressure.
It's hold, counter hold. How many holds and counter holds do these two know?
Double arm DDT, and now Mamaluke going into his front chancery submission. We're going to see if Maritato's going to tap.
And this could be a tap, whether he's James Maritato or Little Guido, it doesn't matter. You could tap to this, and he's fighting out of it, and he does. Paul Turner right on top of the action as a referee here.
Mamaluke right back up and lays in the kick to his former tag team partner. Who knows, they may still be partners after this, but we'll find out. In the corner. Now an Irish whip takes him right back in, and Maritato elevates him into the corner.
The FBI gimmick on the line here. The winner owns that gimmick.
Ooh, the Sicilian slice.
And Maritato, he waited for the cover. That could cost him.
And it does, you're right, Chris. It was very close. About 2.5 there.
If he had gone right for the cover, he might have had him. Both men beginning to look a little tired here. This match is beginning to take a toll on them.
That's right, and Mamaluke coming in there.
And you hear that crowd clapping. That's not clapping for a high spot or for a table break or something like that. That's clapping in appreciation of this great action here. And that's the kind of respect that Ring of Honor fans have for that action in the ring, as we're up to the top rope here.
Uh-oh. Tony Mamaluke gets shoved right off by James Maritato. We'll see if he can hit a big move here. He's already hit the Sicilian slice once. Nails him with a missile drop kick.
I heard that Tony Mamaluke might debut a new submission hold here that he wants to use as his finish. We see if maybe it could be effective against James Maritato. But again, as I said before, whether he's Little Guido or James Maritato, it's going to take a lot to make this man tap. And he's going...
Kiss of death. No, countered. And Maritato with the elbow. Well, you got to come up with new moves when you're facing your partner like this. See if he can come up with a new wrinkle. There's the kiss of death.
And did you see that by Mamaluke? He dropped down to his knees knowing Maritato would not be able to hit it full effect right there. That's what happens when you travel the roads with somebody. That's what happens when you team with somebody. Great move there by Mamaluke, knowing his partner in and out. Unbelievable counter. How many counter holds does this guy know?
I don't know. You're right, Chris. He's probably the only person who could have kicked out after getting hit with a kiss of death, because he was able to alleviate it. And now here comes James Maritato dragging his partner off the ropes.
James Maritato has to be wondering what he can do at this point. He's tried the Fujiwara armbar. He's tried the kiss of death. What's left? And Mamaluke getting much more aggressive right now.
Up top, we'll see what Mamaluke has in store. Hits him with a superplex.
And he holds on. This could be it.
There's that front chancery submission.
This could be it. The FBI gimmick on the line. What's going to happen? And he taps.
Yeah.
Tony Mamaluke made James Maritato tap right in the middle of the ring to win the FBI gimmick. Wow, what a victory for Tony Mamaluke.
That is huge. A career-making win here for Tony Mamaluke. action about to get underway. We've got Red about to take on Ikuto Hidaka from Japan.
The Amazing Red here, Hidaka, the last day of his 2-week tour of the United States, and this is an international first-time ever dream match. Hidaka versus the Amazing Red. I'm really looking forward to this one.
This should be very good. This should really be a very important match in the career of Red, taking on an accomplished Japanese star like Hidaka.
Hidaka, the top freelancer here right now in Japan, along with Dick Togo. They are the Far East Connection. Dick Togo suffering an injury on this tour. He was supposed to compete against Doug Williams at Glory by Honor, unable to because of that injury. And there you see a nice exchange.
As Hidaka taking Red down, and both men nip up.
And you know what, Jeff Foreman? I'm going to let you call most of this one, because I know that you're on the internet studying the names of these moves and all that kind of thing. So I'm sure you know the names a lot better than I do.
I'll do my best. I got my little list right here.
Yep, all the smarts on the message boards will love you after this one if you call it right.
Oh, wonderful.
And Red, the crowd's into this one. This is the kind of action that the Ring of Honor crowd comes to see. This is why people come from Boston, from New York City, drive all over the place, even from Ohio, to see Ring of Honor. And it's matches like this, first time ever international dream matches, the Amazing Red against Hidaka.
And you'll see here in Ring of Honor as we get a handstand into a dropkick by Ikuto Hidaka. Very smooth, very fluid, as Hidaka came up in the Battle Arts promotion, which really has a lot of hard-hitting and submission-oriented style, and to go with a high-flying style.
Hidaka and Dick Togo, very impressive at Ring of Honor's Unscripted show in the tag team tournament, as they defeated James Martado and Tony Mamaluke in the first round. Nothing wrong with defeating former world tag team champions like that. And then they lost in a kind of controversial, iffy fashion to Christopher Daniels and Donovan Morgan in the second round, and Daniels and Morgan going on to win the titles. I wouldn't mind seeing the Far East Connection getting the tag title shot again in the future, and they will be back in Ring of Honor at some point in 2003.
I'd like to see that match. Red now with a strong kick to the legs. Missed that one, but Hidaka comes in from behind with the go behind, and Red gets his way out. Ooh. And a little parting shot from Hidaka. And these two starting to get into it now.
Neither guy getting an advantage. You see, maybe those are chops of frustration right there. They've tried some fancy stuff. It's not working. You go to those simple hard chops to the chest to throw your opponents out. Now Hidaka tossing Red right out of the ring.
And out to the floor. Exchanging the shots. This is a battle of respect right here. Red not backing down.
And Red pointing to get back in the ring. This is respect. This is honor.
Very nice.
And the crowd appreciates it. Listen to that applause. This is a crowd that's here to see great wrestling action.
And Red was like, go ahead and hit me.
That exchange of chops continuing. This match has been even Steven so far.
Hidaka with the headlock, and Red shoves him off. Leapfrog, springing off the second rope is Hidaka, and back up goes Red. Whips him in, Red bounces off the ropes, and there's an arm drag takedown. Hidaka comes right back. Ducked under, both had the same idea. Hidaka getting a little frustrated. Maybe Red's style a little too close for comfort to his own style.
These two also very unfamiliar with each other. They might have seen each other perform on tape, but they've never been in the same ring together. So, and right now with both guys just at a stalemate again and again and again in this one, I mean, it's just as even as it gets, and nothing's working for either guy here trying to get an advantage.
Red counters into a DDT, and Hidaka's out there.
Red just hits those DDTs from all positions, and he could be flying here. No, Hidaka smartly getting to the apron.
And gets dragged back down. That was a good idea to hop up to the apron to avoid the dive to the outside. And Red nails him on the way down.
No, it was Hidaka. He nailed him with a drop kick.
Oh.
As Red was in midair. Beautiful counter. We're getting right back to all that counter wrestling right now. And Hidaka very well scouted there. Red thought that he had him dazed. It wasn't dazed enough. That's Hidaka able to have enough sense to hit him with that drop kick on the way down. And Hidaka getting the first real advantage in this match right now as he's tossing Red right back into the ring.
And now Hidaka getting a little more confident.
The Ring of Honor crowd enjoying Hidaka. This is the kind of international talent that you will see in Ring of Honor.
That's right, Chris, and now we're going to see what Hidaka does now that he's got a clear-cut advantage after so much of this match has been a stalemate. Lays in the big right hand, and Red's in trouble. Hidaka moving in methodically right now. Here we go.
Figure both guys have to be tired from all that fast-paced action that was before, a lot of flips, all that kind of stuff. It takes a toll on you. Hidaka now with a comfortable advantage, using that advantage to maybe take a breather himself while still lighting Red up with those chops.
Single leg takedown, and now he goes to work on the knee.
Very smart. You take that knee out from Red, he can't fly, he can't kick. You're taking away almost all of his offense, and he's pretty much going to be very easy to pin after that.
One more time. This is the way you counteract a high flyer like Red. Take the legs out.
And Red really having a chance right now to impress the Japanese media. Ring of Honor all over the Japanese media and the magazines there. And this is his chance to really get his name known in Japan.
That's right. If he's able to win this match, it would really make pretty big news all over the world. And that wouldn't be any kind of shame for Hidaka at all. As he takes Red, tosses him into the corner. Again, it's Hidaka with the advantage since that drop kick on the Pescado. Handspring, and nicely Hidaka goes,
Oh!
nailed. Uh-oh.
Hidaka in trouble now. The advantage goes to Red just like that in 1 second's time. Red now up to the top if he hits this. Nope, flip off.
Got nailed that time by.
Uh-oh, Red's in a bad spot right now.
And Red able to block that tornado DDT. But he hit the DDT anyway.
He got him anyways. He might have been going for that kind of tarantula clutch that he does. Red knowing to break that. He did see that at Unscripted, but Hidaka still hitting a big impact DDT right there. He might have been better off taking that tarantula dragon clutch.
Oh!
Red with those kicks just come out of nowhere, and Red's...
Here we go.
Oh, he flew over Hidaka. I think that he just skimmed Hidaka's shoulder. Hidaka, he's feeling that arm. It looks like might have lost feeling, but Red all impact into the guardrail there. How's he going to get up from that? Just soaring through the air. Both men down, and Red's staggering to his feet. This is one tough kid. What is it going to take to put someone like Red down when you're getting up from stuff like that? Basically jumping from the ring to the floor and going right into that guardrail, that steel mesh. Very, very hard. And Hidaka's arm might be numbing up right now. Red, nice punch.
Boy, Red really gambled everything on that dive to the outside. He just went flying, and both men suffering the effects there. Back in the ring, we see Red trying to gain the advantage and takes him down with a body scissors.
And there's that shoulder that was hurt before.
Smart move. Is he going to get the submission?
Maikito right on top of it, but no, Hidaka in the rope. And look at Hidaka kicking those ropes to say, get me out of this hold fast, it hurts.
Smart move by Red to come back and go right to that shoulder. And I don't think Hidaka was expecting a submission hold. Red flips out and takes down the
Red Star. Red Star press. That's finished off a lot of guys. Hidaka able to move. Oh! Missed the first one, hit the second one.
And he gets two, so we see Hidaka scouting the Red Star press. Very nice. We're seeing great defensive wrestling in a match where both these guys are so much known for their explosive offense. And now what's Red going to do? Trying to soften up Ikuto Hidaka.
You should go back to work on that shoulder. Instead, Red going another route. Maybe these chops, maybe he's laying in these chops, but he's taking a moment to try to figure out what he's going to do next. What can he hit a quality guy with Hidaka like next to get the win?
Into the corner, nobody home. And
step kick.
Off the back, nice move there by Red. And he's got something else in mind now. Can he put Hidaka away?
Oh!
Elevated him and then got him with a drop kick on the way down. So it's the second time we've seen a defensive drop kick there used by Ikuto Hidaka.
And Red had to roll out of the ring. That one probably took the air right out of his lungs, and he needs a breather on the floor. Of course, no countouts in Ring of Honor. Countouts are stupid, so Ring of Honor got rid of them. No, the ref stands there and makes a 9 count, comes up with a reason to break it, and come up do another 9 count if there's no countouts. So let's just get rid of the countout altogether. But however, if you are on the floor for too long, for an excessive amount of time, the ref can award the match to the other guy and disqualify you. But Red's not even close to that limit right now. Taking that breather, guy's got his wind back, climbing back into the ring. Hidaka might have been best to stay on him outside, but instead he let him get the breather back. And let's see if he's able to connect now. It looks like maybe perhaps a vertical suplex.
Hooks him up, but no, Red able to counter out one more time.
And there's that rest Red took on the outside. It worked. And
battling in midair, both these guys.
I think Red was trying to get a DDT again. Oh, what do you call that, Jeff Gorman?
You're going to put me on the spot there. Sort of a falling, spinning leg breaker of some sort.
Uh-oh. They're not going to like it on the message boards.
Uh-oh. My stock is dropping badly.
You're going to regret that one.
Ikuto Hidaka official. How about that?
All right, there you go.
That's a good cop-out. Drop kick to the leg.
Not just a drop kick, a springboard missile drop kick. That's what it's called, and there we go, right back to the knee. Hidaka knowing you ground Red, you take his offense away, signaling perhaps for a finish there.
There's the German suplex floating over, and now goes to the leg lock. Is he going to get the submission here?
And Red still has to be reeling from that German suplex, and now he's got that leg in intense pain right now. He's got to reach the ropes.
He did. Red doing a good job of getting out of that because Hidaka's really targeting the knees. But Hidaka getting a little frustrated in his inability to put away Red.
Well, Red's a very tough competitor. We've seen him in there with Loki. Remember Road to the Title? That was that 1 minute everyone's talking about. And he took everything Loki dished out and kept coming back. And there he goes again. One thing about Red, he might not be the biggest guy, but when he kicks you or punches you, those kicks and punches have big impact. He holds nothing back. This guy can kick with the best of them, and he's proved that tonight against Hidaka.
That's right. Nobody ever calls Red a small guy at the end of his match. Comes in, Hidaka with another defensive move, sends him into the corner. Went for a roll-up, but Red counters. A one count and Hidaka on top. Red with a jackknife pin, but Hidaka rolled through. Sunset flip. Another jackknife pin. Back and forth, neither man can get a fall.
Nice. Both men just desperately trying for the pinfall at this point. Oh!
Red tossed right into the ropes.
That'll slow you down and hurry it up. Oh, that might have saved him going for that German again, but Red flipping out.
Another counter. Went for a Lamaha straw cradle. That was countered. Hidaka bridges. No.
Almost got him. Very nice. Both men really picking it up here.
Hidaka has something in mind. He missed it. Double clothesline, and they're both down. Well, this is living up to its dream match reputation.
Pick a winner for me, Jeff.
I don't have a coin in my pocket, but it could really go either way.
It could definitely go either way at this point. Both these guys, just every time they hit a move, it looks like they're getting an advantage. The other guy comes back. Both men down now. Both men getting tired. The crowd getting into it.
And the fans are really just cheering for both guys. There's really not a clear-cut favorite among the fans.
Nope, fans respect both men, and that's what it's all about here in Ring of Honor is respect. And now it looks like both men getting to their feet at about the same time.
Block and a super kick by Hidaka. Catches Red. Oh boy. Sort of a torture rack into an ace crusher. That could be it right there.
Mike Keener.
No, almost.
2 count by referee Mike Keener, one of the best officials in the business today. When he makes a decision, you know that it's a good one. And Hidaka now looks like he's taking a moment. Both men definitely showing the wares of this match. Both men trying to figure out what their next move is going to be. And they've tried everything. Everything's been reversed. Everything's been turned into a counter hold. They've tried pinning combinations. That hasn't worked. What's it going to take in this one? Red has to think about maybe perhaps trying to get Hidaka in position. They hit that infrared right now.
That's right. That's basically the last card that's left in his hand. Red getting a running start, but...
that's a 619.
Is it? And now he's catching him in a...
I think I heard the... Oh, sunset flip powerbomb.
Only 2.
I think I heard that.
Like a 619.
Yeah, I think I heard that crowd chant. It's 718, which is the area code in Brooklyn where Red is from. So I guess we got a new name for that one, the 718. And I believe that it was Red who was doing that move first. So we're calling that one the 718.
Okay, so Red with the 718 goes up, and Hidaka nailed him with a drop kick. That'll slow him down. We'll see if Hidaka can capitalize. Springing up.
Trying to get a sunset flip, maybe now a powerbomb.
Countered.
Red dropping Hidaka right in his face, and Red's going up.
Here we go. In for Red.
Did you see his heel hit Hidaka's eye? Hidaka's eye.
Red Star Press. He got him.
He got him, and Hidaka's face is already swelling up from that infrared. And that was enough to get Red the victory right there. There's your winner in this International Dream Match. Red, Hidaka going back to Japan, but you will see him back in Ring of Honor in 2003. And
He really got clobbered on that infrared, Chris.
That is going to be one painful plane flight for Hidaka.
Oh yeah, I'll say. Fast Eddie making his Ring of Honor debut, taking on Don Juan.
And Fast Eddie, the ETW TV champion. Of course, that's a promotion down in Texas run by Texas Wrestling Academy head trainer Rudy Boy Gonzalez. He always likes to bring some of his upcoming students up here. Ring of Honor likes to give them a place to display their skills. And now we have Fast Eddie against Don Juan, having a chance to grab some spotlight here at Glory by Honor in its ETW TV title match.
Don Juan with the hammerlock now as Eddie trying to elbow its way out of it. Eddie, the champion in this case, falling backwards and a 2 count, bridging up nicely as Eddie. The Trunks say better than you.
And both these guys, they have a lot on the line here. They know a win here at Glory by Honor could earn them a job here in Ring of Honor. And this is one of the unique things about Ring of Honor. One of the things that we're all about here is giving young talent a chance to really showcase themselves. Talent that you might not otherwise see in a place like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And that's what we have right here in Fast Eddie and Don Juan. And Jeff, an interesting thing about Fast Eddie, the guy is legally blind.
Legally blind.
He can't drive. He can't write his own name on a piece of paper because he can't see it. And somehow this guy has risen to be the ETW TV champion. And Don Juan, not exactly a Don Juan, I don't know what he's thinking with that name, but this is a very even match. These two familiar with each other, going all out, sparing no expense to try to earn a win right here in Philadelphia at Glory by Honor.
Moonsault landing on his feet. Eddie and nails him with a German suplex. That's amazing what you were saying, Chris. I mean, it's amazing that a guy like Fast Eddie, that he can wrestle at all, and yet very well at this.
It's amazing and unbelievable. And there's Rudy Boy Gonzalez, the man who trained these two, the man who has a Texas death match coming up later tonight with Steve Carino, after all that Steve Carino said about him when Carino was right here in our broadcast booth doing commentary.
Satellite head scissors there by Don Juan and takes him out with a hard forearm, and it really shows Rudy's dedication to his students. He's got such a big match, and he's watching these guys.
But Rudy Boy is 100% dedicated to his students. He made the 26-hour drive up here with these two to make sure they went on they got on the show, and it's just not 26 hours the total trip. It's 26 hours each way with a I say a moonsault, and Fast Eddie landed hard on that one.
We see, and now Rudy Boy checking out these guys, making sure they're both okay. Fast Eddie taking a big risk there. He really took Don Juan out, but he hurt himself as well, as you would expect.
Boy, it's not enough he's legally blind. He might not be able to walk after that one.
But he doesn't care. He wants to make a good impression.
And that's what happens when you're given an opportunity like this. You have to make the most of it, and that's what Fast Eddie did right there. Very impressive looking so far in his Ring of Honor debut against Don Juan. We've seen him before. Don Juan, a very good worker, catching Fast Eddie right there.
Yeah, he went for a springboard, but Don Juan able to stop him and drop him with an ace crusher. And now we'll see if Don Juan can take over, maybe win this television title from ETW.
And what a feather in Don Juan's cap if he's able to win that TV title. There's Rudy looking on to both guys. And if you want to be a professional wrestler, if you're serious about it, you go and get trained by somebody like Rudy Boy Gonzalez, the man who's trained Spanky, American Dragon, Michael Shane. The list goes on and on. One of the best trainers in the business. In fact, that knee caught Don Juan right in the nose.
Backflipping off the top. Don Juan went up.
I think Don Juan's knocked out.
Yeah, he was still smarting from that previous dive to the outside, and he really got clobbered when he was up there.
And what's Fast Eddie going for here?
This could be a problem. Fall away slam.
Whoa.
Over with him.
I've never seen that one before.
Me neither. 2 and 3. He got him.
Fast Eddie pulling out the victory here at Ring of Honor. Very impressive Fast Eddie. I got a feeling we'll be seeing him back as well as Don Juan. Rudy Boy Gonzalez has to be proud of his students.
It's a big pressure situation, but Fast Eddie came through with the win over Don Juan.
Without a doubt, Fast Eddie has a lot to be proud of after this performance. There you see Rep Hansen handing him that ETW TV title belt. Rudy Boy Gonzalez making that drive up, sacrificing for his students, and you know it pays off when you get on a platform like this to really display yourself. You know you're gonna have a lot of people watching you perform, and I think the people who just saw Fast Eddie and Don Juan got to be kind of impressed and want to see more of these two. And it's Biohazard and Michael Shane. Biohazard and Michael Shane. Biohazard, of course, both have been Rudy Boy Gonzalez's students at Honor Invades Boston. They turned on Rudy Boy. Biohazard jealous that these two are getting a match, attacking both of them. Michael Shane distracting Rudy Boy.
Now that just runs counter to everything we just saw. We saw the good sportsmanship, a good match in the ring. Biohazard coming in, hitting the Death Valley driver and a suplex.
Well, Michael Shane is just an asshole. That's all he is.
Can we say that?
There's no other way to say it. He is. He's just plain an asshole. He got in this kid Biohazard. He's not the smartest kid. He got into Biohazard's head, and hold on, what's this? Steve Carino has has been running down Rudy Boy Gonzalez since day one of Ring of Honor for no apparent reason. It's going to blow off right now in this Texas Death Match.
You waited a long time for this moment, haven't you? Let's see. What more can I take from you, Rudy?
Does Carino have an alliance with Michael Shane, maybe?
Students?
Apparently so. He said he's got his students.
And I got your girl, too.
He's making reference to Simply Luscious there, his real-life girlfriend. We've seen them together. Of course, Luscious, when it comes to business in Ring of Honor, she is with the Prophecy.
Sometimes, when me and Luscious are laying in bed, I look over to her and say, call me Rudy.
And let's see, what does Rudy Boy Gonzalez have to say right now to Steve Carino? How is he going to answer him? He's waited a long time for this.
An insult, if you will.
A lot of harsh words said by Carino to Rudy.
To say about what you did have to say.
Oh, and Rudy Boy Gonzalez, that's how he's going to answer Steve Carino, by hitting him with the microphone, and he's just pummeling him with that microphone. All those months of aggression, all those months of taking those insults, all those months of those lies on the commentary, being run down on commentary, and Rudy Boy Gonzalez is taking it out on Steve Carino right now, who I believe he might already be busted open.
Well, at this point, Chris, if you live by the microphone, you die by the microphone.
That is for sure. Rudy Boy Gonzalez, nice flying clothesline there, putting the boots to Steve Carino. Steve Carino reeling right now, and Rudy Boy, he's out for revenge. No code of honor in this one. Code of honor does not apply. Texas Deathmatch rules, super kick. Carino taking the pinfall. Of course, Texas Death rules.
That's right.
You take the pinfall, you have a 10 count to get up. If you can't answer that 10 count, then the match is over. But Carino maybe seen, hey, I'm busted open. I can take a breather here if I take the pinfall. Letting Rudy get that pinfall, and I think he's going to definitely get up before that 10 count. He is really used to the hard-hitting action right now of Japanese style, as he has risen to be the top foreign star in the 0-1 promotion, the fastest upcoming promotion in Japan. And now Rudy Boy,
right in the face, and Rudy Boy getting so much revenge after everything that Carino's put him through. Carino losing blood already at the beginning of a Texas Death Match. I don't know how much longer he can go.
And I think it's kind of ironic right here. Carino, of course, known in Philadelphia in the United States for bleeding, for hardcore action. He wants to get away from that whole image, because he's totally changed his style to become one of the best strong style wrestlers in the world right now, and he's not having a chance to show that at all in this one, as this is a fight, this is hardcore, and this is bloody, and Carino is not going to like any of this. He hates bleeding for the fans. He thinks that it's a joke. He wants to show that new Japanese style, and Rudy is not giving him a chance, as Rudy Boy is just kicking his ass all over the place in this one, and Carino is bleeding like a pig.
Well, at this point, he's like the Michael Corleone of wrestling. He's trying to get out, but he's getting sucked right back in. And he is just a bloody mess as Rudy Gonzalez continues to lay in this assault. He's not really too concerned about getting 1 or 2 or 5 pinfalls. He just wants to take him out.
And Rudy Boy just hitting that guardrail hard, so it all falls down, and he falls into the crowd. Look at Carino.
Uh-oh.
Michael Shane and Biohazard, they want to see Rudy get beat up. Michael Shane claiming, hey, I didn't learn anything from Rudy. I was trained by Shawn Michaels. I don't know Rudy a thing, even though it was Rudy that really did most of the training with Michael Shane. And they're going into the crowd right here. Carino now get the advantage, and looks like he's got a chair. Oh,
man, oh man. And now Gonzalez is in a really tough position. Carino can do anything he wants. Everything's legal at this point. I can't believe how Michael Shane and Biohazard can be so disrespectful to their trainer, because respect is such a big important part of Ring of Honor.
Well, I can, because Michael Shane, as I said before, is an asshole, and Biohazard is not the smartest kid on the block. He'll just follow what he thinks is a better deal, as Carino laying in those punches on Rudy Boy. And this one is about revenge on Rudy Boy Gonzalez's behalf. And this is Carino right now backing up his words and getting right in the fans in the face. You see the fans don't like Carino. Carino doesn't like the fans.
Carino trying to make a name for himself at Rudy Boy Gonzalez's expense.
Well, Carino does have a name. He does not. He has to make a name.
I should say.
Yep, Carino now looking. Maybe he's right now 0-1 in Ring of Honor. He's maybe looking to get his first victory right now in Ring of Honor in this Texas Death Match. And Carino there punching Rudy Boy, just working on Rudy Boy. And I gotta say right now, it's gonna be tough. And I think Rudy Boy is busted open, and it is gonna be tough for Rudy Boy to come back and there's some of that 0-1 style right there.
And if you look at Steve Carino's career, it seems like he has a history of targeting older wrestlers, people who have been legends. He tries to fashion himself as a legend killer.
And those boot scrapes, just brutal. Just brutal. And I think Rudy's going to have a tough time coming back in this one. You have Steve Carino. Oh, man.
Knocked him right out of the ring.
Steve Carino, a guy who's at the top of his game, just now entering the prime of his career and really perfecting his style in Japan and really changing it to become much more hard-hitting, able to give and take it a lot better. And it's going to be tough for Rudy Boy Gonzalez, a guy who really is just a trainer now. His wrestling days are behind him. It's going to be real tough for Rudy Boy Gonzalez to mount a comeback against a young stud like Steve Carino right here.
But like you said, Chris, Steve Carino was a big star, but ever since he went to Japan, it's just launched him. That's been the career boost that he's been looking for. And now that he is kind of on top, he's trying to look down and take out someone like Rudy Boy Gonzalez.
I really don't know what Carino's motivation was for picking on Rudy Boy. You know what? I'll give Rudy Boy a lot of credit. He's taking everything that Carino's dishing out, and he's coming back with a chop right there. Rudy Boy, he's showing Carino right here, I'm just not going to take that from you. Another punch. Rudy Boy making a comeback right here. Very impressive. This guy's got a lot of fight in him.
That's right. Even though he's not in the prime of his career, he's been in a lot of fights, a lot of Texas Death type matches like this.
You're dealing with a man who's been in this business for years and years, worked from them all from back in the old days in the old territories in Texas to becoming the man that Shawn Michaels handpicked to become the head trainer at the Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy, which later became the Texas Wrestling Academy.
Huge running forearm by Steve Carino as he is smelling blood. It's his own, but he's also smelling Rudy Gonzalez's blood as he tries to put him away in this Texas Death Match. We've only had one fall in this one.
And Carino going for a pin attempt right here.
He got two. The thing about the Texas Death Match, you really got to knock your opponent into next week to get that 10 count after the pinfall.
Basically, the guy has to be out for a 13 count when you get right down to it. So you're going to have to hit him with something big. And, with the blood loss, that could happen soon because that blood... Nice DDT out of nowhere. That's where Rudy's a veteran. He knows every trick that there is. And both men are down now.
Bought Rudy some time, but he's got to still clear some cobwebs here, and he's got to really be able to launch a big offensive assault to take out Steve Carino. But this is a point where Carino may be weakened by this loss of blood that he suffered practically at the very beginning of this match.
Carino has lost a lot more blood than Rudy Boy. I will say that on Rudy Boy's behalf. He has had the advantage here, and Rudy Boy's on his feet, and Carino looks tired. Block, punch.
Rudy beat him to the punch here. And again, really laying in those shots. And now Carino suffering some more punishment after the words that he said against Rudy. Big back body drop.
Nice and basic and effective. Rudy, not quite enough yet. And even if he pinned him, there's no way Carino was staying down for a 10 count after a backdrop.
That's right. Counter there by Carino, kicking the gut.
And there's that Cobra Sleeper.
That could be enough to put him out.
And Rudy has to get out of this hold. This is what Carino said his new finisher is going to be. It's not the old school expulsion anymore. He learned this in Japan, and he's using this now in the United States. Rudy Boy has to reach the ropes. Carino's got him down. Carino's got his leg hooked around him. Rudy Boy is not going to be able to get out of this, and he
can't get to the ropes.
He's out. He's out. I don't think...
That's two. And that's going to be it. Rudy has got to be...
Rudy is out. Rudy is out. And let's see. It's going to take a 10 count now, but that's a sleeper hold. It cuts off all that oxygen to the brain. Carino, look at him. Carino, you're dealing with an athlete right now that's just entering the prime of his career. A man that's even much better than he was when he was an ECW World Champion. And it's just too much for somebody like Rudy. And Rudy, let's see if he can make it to his feet. And
it's a deadly move. Every time he goes to Japan, he comes back with something new, and we see that that's going to be enough.
And I don't think Rudy's getting up.
That is it. Carino wins it.
Steve Carino winning it in convincing fashion. Rudy Boy did get a little revenge here. He did bust Carino open. He caused Carino to suffer some blood loss, caused Carino to suffer some pain. So Rudy Boy successful right there.
He stood up for himself.
He stood up for himself and he looked good, and he uglied Carino's pretty face right there by busting open. And what's Michael Shane and Biohazard doing in here now?
Just taunting their fallen trainer. This is so disrespectful.
This is just unreal that these three would do this. And what's Rudy going to do? He's got 3 guys in there. And look at Carino offering his hand. He's just mocking Rudy right there. He is just mocking Rudy. And Rudy's still standing up for himself. And we got 3-on-1. And that Cobra Sleeper once again.
Come on.
This is enough already.
Got to get some help here.
And what Paul London coming in with the ladder. We saw that match of the year ladder match, street fight between London and Shane at Unscripted.
That was amazing.
London back with the ladder, making the save for his trainer, Rudy Boy Gonzalez, knocking down Biohazard, knocking down Shane, clearing the ring. Oh, that's a steel ladder right there, 15-footer. Paul London clearing house on the ring, saving his mentor, saving his trainer, Rudy Boy Gonzalez. That's a stand-up guy right there.
Very good. I'm sure the last thing Michael Shane wanted to see again was Paul London and a ladder.
Those two, that's been a long feud, one of the best feuds in Ring of Honor, candidate for feud of the year between Paul London and Michael Shane. And Paul London's not going to stand for Michael Shane, Biohazard, and Steve Carino beating up and running down Rudy Boy. And there you see, yeah, that's real great, guys. I think we have an alliance right now. And what?
Look out!
Oh!
Gosh. London up the ladder and out.
London hitting that guardrail. And well, London, and that's why the chant please don't die of Paul London. He is just insane. Never say die Paul London. He will do absolutely anything. And look at him sacrificing his own body. Oh, that might have just chipped one of Biohazard's tooths. He hit him so hard. He kicked him so hard in the face. And London now, Carino wanted nothing to do with London. He is backing off, and I don't blame him. After that dive, what is there that London will not do?
I'm impressed with Paul London, you know.
How can you not be impressed? This guy is absolutely insane. After that dive, climbing the ladder, what kind of balance does it take to do that? And then he got up after getting killed on that guardrail.
He was not just content to run these 3 guys off. He launched an incredible attack.
Shut up!
And we have not...
Rewind worthy.
Rewind, yes, again and again. We have not seen the last of this one. Michael Shane wanting at Paul London. And this Shane London feud, I don't think it's ever going to die.
Amazing after the match they already had that isn't going to die.
You suck, Shane! All in time, Michael Shane. All in time. You can't handle it. You got the number. You got your number there. Let this go. No, kick your ass. Oh, do not ask your mama. Go get in there. You suck. Come on, you piece of shit, piano!
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring this time, weighing in at 270 pounds, from American Samoa, making his way coming to the ring this time, weighing in at 170 pounds, from Brooklyn, New York, this is
We're ready to go for the fight without honor. Low-Ki taking on Samoa Joe, Chris.
And this one, Samoa Joe making his Ring of Honor debut here, not making it with honor, as he is the hired assassin of the Prophecy. Of course, the Chris Daniels-Loki feud, that dates back to the first show. The Era of Honor begins by Ring of Honor. Chris Daniels now, he just wants Loki beat up, and who better if you want somebody to beat up the hire than Samoa Joe. No handshake here, it's a fight without honor, and that's exactly what we're going to see here, a fight.
And you see they're not tying up, they're basically standing back and ready to laying some shots on each other, the punches and kicks. This isn't probably not even going to resemble much of a wrestling match, but like you said, a fight.
Samoa Joe, a big man, a bruiser, and this guy is not a guy that you'd want to really get in a fight with, and Loki's got one right here. Loki, he is one angry individual after what happened at the last show, Unscripted, when the Prophecy almost, I guess you could say, almost stole the title from him, and Xavier became the Ring of Honor champion, defeating Loki at Unscripted. Loki's angry, Samoa Joe's hired to beat him up. We are going to have a fight on our hands in this one.
And Loki's got to be seething because he's not getting a chance to win the title back. Of course, the Prophecy putting Samoa Joe in his way, trying to soften him up.
And you got to think that the Prophecy doesn't just want him softened up, they want him out, so they don't even have to worry about him. Especially Chris Daniels, who considers a Loki a thorn in his side, and that feud very well documented.
Laying in those headbutts is Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, the kind of guy.
Look at those headbutts.
Wow, just point him in the right direction. And he'll do that.
Wrestling fans, you are right there in this action. You slow-mo it, rewind it, do whatever you need to do. This is not sports entertainment. These guys are laying it in there. Unbelievable. How are they taking this? This is professional wrestling at its best. This is the new age of professional wrestling.
Loki trying to keep Samoa Joe at bay by grapevine the legs around here, and Samoa Joe turning it over into a half Boston Crab.
And Loki there, I think that he was trying to get some sort of arm submission on Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, he knows that Loki,
wow, cranking back.
And that ankle is hurting Loki from Japan. We covered that in the Unscripted Xavier title match, as he is bending that ankle, and look at that. How is Loki bending in that position?
Bending him over in a U shape. You're not supposed to bend that way, as they say often, but you know that the Prophecy told Samoa Joe to go after that knee.
They told him to stretch him, they told him to hurt him, they told him to beat him up, and that's exactly what Samoa Joe is going to do, because it's all about money for Samoa Joe. He is the hired assassin of the Prophecy, and Loki getting out of that position like he has. Look at those kicks, heels right to the back of Joe, trying to get out of it, and Joe's still working on him.
And Samoa Joe again going right back to the leg, trying to keep Loki on the defensive. Earlier we saw Loki trying to keep Samoa Joe close to him so he could lay in some shots.
And Samoa Joe, he's got the size advantage in this one. And in fact, he's got the size advantage over just about everybody in Ring of Honor. This is a big, strong, powerful individual. And this is a man, he'll hit you, and he's not afraid to take it right back just like there.
Here we go.
And Joe just looks annoyed by those chops, and he slaps Loki right in the face. And,
man, now here we go. Forearms. And the kicks.
Several big kicks, and he's got Loki down. And Samoa Joe, perhaps the first man in Ring of Honor to go toe for Loki and win.
And Loki's not backing down either. Oh, he missed with a big boot in the corner.
Ooh.
Man. Oh. Nailed with a roundhouse kick, and Samoa Joe is staggered. Here comes Loki. Capo kick.
And you know what? I don't even want to call this one. Just let the action speak for itself. These two giving everything they got to each other, and they keep coming back. What you're dealing with in the ring right now is just plain and simple two of the toughest individuals today. And a 1 count. Wow. Samoa Joe kicking out at a 1 count. What a sign of disrespect there.
And he's just gearing himself back up for another assault, Samoa Joe is.
And those double chops put down just about everybody Loki is in the ring with but Samoa Joe.
How is he shrugging these off?
And
I'm not going to shrug that off.
Samoa Joe is one tough individual. He's shaking it off. And comes
nice
back
kick. And Samoa Joe opens up again. And he levels Loki with a clothesline.
You know, I think it's real appropriate Samoa Joe uses that Godzilla music to come out because this guy is Godzilla. And a 1 count right there. Low-key right back. Samoa Joe kicking out a 1 before. Now Low-key kicking out at a 1. This is a fight. There's no respect here. And oh! Joe just punishing Low-key.
Wow. Suplex. Goes for a pin.
Was that another 1?
It was a 1 count. Now cross arm breaker by Samoa Joe, and Loki tries to flip backwards to elude this.
These men refusing to give either the advantage even for a 2 count. They're going at it so hard and heavy. Loki, he's angry. He lost that title at Unscripted. The Prophecy, they hired Samoa Joe to take out Loki. We have all the action right now. It's all come to this fight as Samoa Joe now working on submission right there.
Crossface here applied by Samoa Joe. Says Samoa Joe reminds you of Godzilla. Most of his opponents end up looking like Tokyo. But Loki's not going to go out that way.
And Loki, he's as tough as it comes, but this is the first time I think he's really been in the ring with somebody that's a lot bigger than him and more powerful as well, and a man that can take Loki's chops and kicks when most others can't, and let's see how he reacts here.
Reverses the Irish whip. Here comes Loki. Misses. And a big enziguri by Samoa Joe.
And I have to say, the longer this match goes, though, the more to the advantage. Ooh.
German suplex. And 2.
And he hangs on. Samoa Joe hanging on right there. The longer this match goes, the advantage is going to go to Loki as he's got that physical conditioning. He went an hour in that 100-degree building at Crowning a Champion on July 27th to win that title. He went 32 minutes with American Dragon at Round Robin Challenge. So he shows he can go long, and he's going for a UFC-style submission right here.
Trying to get it on the big man.
And look at that arm. That could separate the shoulder right there. Will Joe tap? Nope.
Able to slip out.
And Loki always incorporating those. Ooh.
Oh, man. And the enziguri there by Loki.
You know, this is great to see on tape and everything, but you have to be here live for this kind of action that only Ring of Honor can supply. And there you go, Loki going for a cover, but of course not enough. And just, you know, these two guys, they've met each other before. Samoa Joe, he's been to Japan, he's got a California, he's got a lot of background with him. Loki, you can catch all of Loki's great matches. He put together that legendary series of matches in Ring of Honor, one match of the year candidate after another. You can check that out as well as 5,000 other tapes at rfvideo.com or by calling 215-891-9404. And from the latest from Ring of Honor, you can check rohwrestling.com.
Big running knee as Loki. You got to consider him a strong candidate for Wrestler of the Year, and that would make it even more impressive if Samoa Joe can beat him with the year that Loki's had. He's wrestling at such a high level right now.
Without a doubt, and Loki's got him.
Nice tiger suplex. He's going to get 2.
Did you see that bridge by Loki? That's all his neck muscles. This guy can't be in better condition. He's in tip-top shape right now. He's even stronger since coming back from that tour of 01, his first tour of Japan recently, except he does have those lagging injuries. Those ribs, of course, attacked by Xavier at Unscripted. That ankle hurting from Japan, so he is hurting. Samoa Joe, though, he's looking more and more tired as this one goes on. Perhaps chopping, punching, striking his way out of this one, kind of like the rope-a-dope that we've seen used in boxing before.
And now we see Loki taking out the knee. So he's got a bit of a strategy himself, the same strategy that Samoa Joe used on him.
Very smart, reducing them in size. That's what you got to do if you're Loki.
Trying to get him doubled over for those kicks.
Oh. What an exchange of slaps. How are these guys doing it? And I think I'm beginning to see some bruises on their bodies coming.
Oh, there's got to be.
And they are just beating each other up without a doubt.
Only a 1 count.
Once again, a 1 count by Samoa Joe. Neither of these men are not giving each other an inch. This is just two tough men duking it out. It doesn't get any better than this. This is what professional wrestling is meant to be, not that sports entertainment crap.
When you think Samoa Joe's worn down, that he may be running out of gas, he kicks out at 1.
Samoa Joe, he is staggered though. He is getting tired without a doubt, but a reversal there on Loki.
And nails Loki with a kick to the face. This is where Samoa Joe needs to get Loki down and ground him and put his weight advantage on top of Loki, because he can't keep Loki bouncing around hitting with the kicks.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, just peppering him with those kicks. Oh.
The running foot right through the face.
And that's a big foot too. Samoa Joe is not a small individual. And look at Samoa Joe. He's just looking at the crowd. Very impressive right now in his Ring of Honor debut, and I think we got a keeper right here in Ring of Honor with Samoa Joe. And I just got to question him taking that money from the Prophecy.
And the Prophecy, they really couldn't have found any better hired gun than Samoa Joe. Hooks up Loki for the Thunder Firebomb, and Loki kicks out, and then right into a submission hold, going for the STF. The step over toe hold face lock, and Loki's in trouble.
Loki definitely in trouble right here. And you got to imagine Chris Daniels and Xavier, Simply Luscious, they're right now in the back just enjoying this action, just watching it, and watching Loki get beat up, their arch nemesis. And let's see, is Loki getting to the ropes at all?
They are trying to eliminate Loki from regaining that Ring of Honor title.
Daniels just wants to eliminate him altogether. Mike Keener, the referee, right on top of the action right there, seeing if Loki's going to tap, but it's going to take a lot more to make Loki tap. In fact, he didn't even tap to American Dragon and Cattle Mutilation. Instead, he passed out. That's how he lost that one at Round Robin Challenge. So I doubt you're going to see tap here, and he brings Joe over. Very nicely done.
Into a cross arm breaker. Loki coming back with a submission, but Samoa Joe goes to the ropes.
Right into the ropes. These two now, they've kicked each other, they've chopped each other, they've formed each other. The strikes extremely punishing. Now they're going the submission route, and they're worn down from those strikes. So you got to think one of them could be. Ooh,
man,
one of them have to be vulnerable right now to a submission, and Loki going to work on that arm right now.
Nailing with the European uppercut. Going for that submission hold one more time. Whoa, but Loki almost had his shoulders down.
And I gotta say right now, Samoa Joe's doing exactly what the Prophecy paid him to do. Whether he wins or loses this match, he's beating up Loki. He's at the disadvantage right now, but he has put a hurting on Loki so far in this one, unlike anybody has ever done in Ring of Honor before.
A definite breakout performance for Samoa Joe, and now he's leaning on Loki, keeping him down and trying to force those shoulders to the mat. We see the Prophecy getting more and more dangerous here with Samoa Joe in their camp.
Samoa Joe, not an official member. He's just there because they're paying him. And Loki up now. And those chops just keep staggering Joe more and more.
Whoa! Back suplex right on his head. Both these guys have to be totally exhausted right now. I don't know how much longer they can go. They'll probably go back to the hospital for a few days after this.
It might be October 5th, Glory by Honor, but it is hot in this building. And both these men right now, the wear and tear that they're taking in this one, I think that it's going to end soon.
Trying to go for the cover. And again, Samoa Joe has enough to kick out, but Loki's going to try to lean on him right now. Try to keep the pressure on. He's got an armbar.
He's going for that dragon clutch, I believe.
Oh, yes.
He's trying to turn him over. He has won many matches with this. He is going for that dragon clutch, and he doesn't quite have it. I think Samoa Joe, he knows that if he gets him in this, he's going to be out. But Samoa Joe, I think, he's just powering. He is powering Loki up with his leg muscles alone right there.
And into a Death Valley driver.
And both men are down. This is just a brutal match. You know what? You can say that there's matches with weapons or whatever, but when it comes to sheer brutality, nothing is topping what these two men are doing to each other in this fight without honor. And Samoa Joe, let's see, he is tired, but let's see if he can take advantage of Loki being down and follow up on it.
We've questioned his stamina a little bit, but he's still going strong. We'll see if he can put Loki away. It's not going to be easy. Could be setting up. He's going for the island driver, yes!
And he's used that to win matches before.
No, foot on the ropes.
Loki too close to the ropes in that one. And if he hit that in the middle of the ring, it might have been over. But Loki manages to get his foot in the ropes. Very smart, knows his positioning in the ring. That's what it's all about when you're in there. That's how you tell the winners from the losers. The guys that know the little things, like their positioning. And Samoa Joe right now, he's got to follow up with something big. He's got Loki down. He's got Loki hurting unlike I've ever seen him before in Ring of Honor. Ooh,
Samoa Joe's won a lot of matches in Japan with that island driver. But Loki, again, as you mentioned, able to get to the ropes.
And this crowd just enjoying the sheer brutality in this one. And those headbutts having no effect on Loki as, whoa, he just throws Joe into the corner. Ooh.
And Zagiri.
And just listen to that impact. How can you deny that? Uh-oh.
And now Samoa Joe's getting himself psyched up again.
I think he's just shaking off that kick right there. Samoa Joe getting to his feet. Both these guys have unloaded on each other with all their strength. They are face to face.
They both just will not stop. Here we go. Snapmare takes him down.
Same thing by Loki.
Right back up.
He is shaking it off. It hurts, but these two men can endure that pain. And what are they doing now? They're taking off the tape. Uh-oh. If they were just getting warmed up to 4, what are they going to do to each other now? This match has just been brutality from the opening all the way up until now, up until these kicks. These two have had enough. They are bruised. They are beaten. They are striking each other. Who's going to come up on top?
And a big foot to the face. And Loki comes right back.
Oh, up.
Pop back up. And nails him with a foot to the face again.
Neither man giving an inch, but you know that all these clotheslines, these boots, they're having an effect on him. Joe a little staggered right now. I think that we got pride on the line right now where they're refusing to let their opponent know that they're hurting them, even though these guys are just viciously just killing each other in there. And now
Cyclone shots, and it's Loki coming right back.
oh, there's the Kawada kicks. Intense, right to Joe's forehead. How many of those can he take? Loki psyching himself up more. Loki just unloading. Oh,
I lost count.
and Joe is staggered. Joe is staggered into the ropes. The only thing that's holding him up is the ropes. And Loki's following up with those knee strikes.
This could be the flurry he needs to finally put Samoa Joe away.
Joe, one last effort right there. One last yell. He collapsed.
He got him.
Loki with that flurry. Loki with that flurry putting Samoa Joe down. And that's what it took. What can you say about this one? The crowd is on their feet here at the Murphy Recreation Center in South Philadelphia. This is what makes Ring of Honor special. Matches like this, brutality like this. You don't need weapons. You don't need any of that stuff to have a grudge match. This was brutal professional wrestling at its best. Joe coming through now, momentarily knocked out after taking that flurry by Loki of Kawada kicks. What a match we got here. You know what? The Prophecy, they might have lost, but the Prophecy have to be smiling because both men are bruised and beaten up after this one.
That's right. The Prophecy definitely has themselves a great find in Samoa Joe. And even though this was a fight without honor, and even though Samoa Joe was the hired mercenary of the Prophecy, both these guys have to have an incredible amount of respect for each other after that fight we just saw, Chris.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And Loki, he's looking at Joe, and we all know, look at that bruise on his neck right there. Oh. We all know Prophecy members don't shake hands, but Loki is staring down at Joe, and Joe now getting to his feet. And look at that bruise on his upper chest right there. Both men just covered in bruises, and I think they might go at it some more.
They'll be even more sore tomorrow.
Well, not only that, but both men still in the ring. And let's see.
Fans showing some respect for Samoa Joe after that performance.
Well, if the Prophecy has its way, Samoa Joe is going to jump Loki. And Loki extending his hand to Samoa Joe. What's Joe going to do? Joe thinking about leaving. Loki still has that hand extended. He has to respect him after that beating that they took and gave. And Samoa Joe walking in. Watch out, Loki. I think he's going to... He shook his hand.
He didn't have to. They didn't have to in this match.
They didn't have to, and Samoa Joe shook his hand, and now they're holding up that 0-1 banner, and these two respect each other. And what's the Prophecy have to say about this?
Well, they're not happy now. They want to destroy the whole code of honor. And their own guy just shook hands.
200 pounds from Southern Delaware, Jay Briscoe.
Gentlemen, your Ring of Honor champion,
We're about to see the Ring of Honor champion Xavier taking on Jay Briscoe in a non-title match.
Non-title is right, and this is the way the prophecy is messing with Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor's biggest show to date, Glory by Honor, the first annual one, the first of its 4 big quarterly shows, and no code of honor followed by the prophecy. And what does the prophecy do on Ring of Honor's biggest show? They make sure none of the titles are defended. Of course, Xavier winning the title at the last show unscripted against Loki, and we all know the story behind that one, as he fooled the fans, he fooled the wrestlers, he fooled the ring crew, playing Mr. Nice Guy all the way up until unscripted when Christopher Daniels walked out during his title match with Loki. And right then and there, it was obvious that Xavier and Chris Daniels had a plan since day one en route to getting power into the prophecy.
And even though this is a non-title match, this is really a big opportunity for Jay Briscoe if he can beat the champion.
But Jay Briscoe, he's been having his troubles in Ring of Honor. A lot more losses than wins. But the thing about Jay Briscoe is he stated in each of those losses he's learned a lesson. And this guy, only 18 years old, he is a can't-miss future star. And he's got a chance right here, non-title match of Xavier and Chris Daniels. They said they were going to put Xavier in a warm-up match against the biggest loser in Ring of Honor. Jay's own brother Mark said, hey, you want a big loser? Try my brother Jay. And Daniels and Xavier agreed. But don't forget Jay Briscoe. He said in that promo, after losing to his brother Mark in Honor Invades Boston, he said, I'm not losing again in Ring of Honor. And he proved that unscripted by defeating the Amazing Red. And let's see if he can keep that going tonight in a non-title match against Xavier.
It's not going to be easy as he's trying to get a winning streak going for himself. Takes him over the drop toe hold and floats over into a headlock. Jay Briscoe has a lot of talent, like you said, but this is really going to be a tough test.
And the thing that really sickens me about all of this is the fact that Xavier, he'd come in, yes sir, no sir, sign autographs, be nice, offer advice to the other wrestlers in the back, do whatever he could to really be a kiss ass. And in the end, what's been proven is it was just him and Daniels in cahoots ever since Daniels started this whole prophecy thing. I mean, I'd say since about the second show or so, second or third show, that Daniels and Xavier had this working plan, and now their goal is to bring down the code of honor and reshape Ring of Honor in the prophecy's own image and how they think it should go. And the way you do that is by getting power, and the way to get power is to get the titles. And right now the prophecy has all the titles in Ring of Honor, and that's what and they showed that power by basically screwing Ring of Honor and its fans and making sure there are no title matches on the biggest show in Ring of Honor history, as there you see Simply Luscious at ringside.
And now Jay Briscoe trying to get a submission here as he's got the cross arm breaker, and that really has turned the tide with Xavier joining with the prophecy, because I'm sure that we would have had a Ring of Honor championship match here if Xavier had not won the title.
Well, you're damn straight that if Loki was still champion, he would be defending it tonight. He'd be a fighting guy. Has some nice reversals there. Both these guys really accomplished mat wrestlers.
Good chain wrestling. These two really match up well in that regard as Xavier gets shoved off by Briscoe, shoulder block, and Jay goes down.
The other thing I want to talk about is how Xavier got that title shot against Loki. He didn't do it by winning matches, although, big slap right there, but he didn't do it by winning a series of matches or anything like that, although he did have some impressive victories in Ring of Honor, particularly over James Martato and Scoot Andrews, but he did it by issuing challenges to Loki, and he put Loki on the spot with a challenge, and Loki, of course, being a man of his word and a man of honor, accepted it, and as a result, that set up the whole scenario, which let Xavier get the title. Now,
Jay comes back with a slap and gets a roll up. Jay Briscoe is really getting pushed really hard here, being pushed to the limit. You know, he's being called a loser, he's getting slapped around. He's just a moment away from snapping, I think.
Whoa, lots of good back and forth action here as Jay's taking it right to Xavier, but the point, going back to what I was going to make, is as a result of the way that Xavier received that title shot, Ring of Honor is now introducing on the next show, November 9th in South Philadelphia, back here at the Murphy Rec Center, just 5 blocks from the ECW Arena. Ring of Honor is going to introduce the #1 Contenders Trophy. Big boot right there by Jay Briscoe.
Briscoe could have the pin. No, but the champ kicks out. No title on the line, but this is a big match for both men.
Definitely a big match. Xavier, though, he's treating this like it's a warm-up match. Jay Briscoe more determined than ever to prove that he's not going to lose again after dropping that match to Mark. It was a match of their candidate at Honor Invades Boston, and Jay, he proved that by beating Red with the J Driller at Unscripted, and
Xavier with the clothesline. And say what you will about Xavier and his alliance with the Prophecy, as far as his in-ring ability.
And look at that cocky cover right there.
As far as his in-ring ability, he definitely deserves to be the champion. He's got all the skill in the world.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, look at the body on this guy in phenomenal shape. Has a personal trainer background, so the guy's got the shape. He's got the moves. Obviously, look at the plan that he and Daniels pulled off. So obviously, he's got the intellect for it too. This guy's a well-rounded athlete, and
nice belly-to-belly overhead suplex, and he's got the Prophecy behind him.
And what really makes me sick is that he probably could have risen to become a Ring of Honor champion on his own. He didn't need this whole plan with Daniels that he had. And look at that with the fans. This guy was just so fake and phony throughout the first 6 Ring of Honor shows.
Briscoe firing back right now, trying to get a leg up on the champion here, and the champion gets a leg up on him.
And he's got the advantage on Jay right now.
Goes for the cover. And Jay Briscoe kicks out at the very last moment.
Not quite enough. And going back to that #1 Contenders Trophy, the purpose of that, as I said before, is to make sure that nobody gets that title shot unless they deserve it. And what's Xavier setting up here?
Setting him up in a torture rack.
We've seen this before. Oh.
Drops him face first out of the torture rack.
Very nice. And he could score a quick pin here right here.
But no, Jay Briscoe kicks out. You were saying about the #1 Contenders Trophy, I think?
Basically, what that's going to guarantee is the guy that gets the title shot. Oh, look at that choke. That's not what a Ring of Honor champion is about. A choke. Ring of Honor is supposed to be about sportsmanship, respect, athleticism. And what do we get? A choke by our champion who's not even shaking hands, the trademark of Ring of Honor. And now those knee strikes. Oh.
It's not the way it's supposed to be. Not really carrying the banner of Ring of Honor the way he should. And Xavier lighting up Jay Briscoe with a chop and sends him across with the Irish whip.
And let's see what's
Still getting a little cocky is Xavier.
Oh, Jay Briscoe moving.
He paid for it that time. And now Briscoe firing back. Briscoe with a lot to prove. He doesn't want to be called a loser. He's actually got a lot to prove to his brother Mark, too.
Well, him and his brother Mark are having a lot of problems right there. But,
Death Valley driver by Briscoe.
And he's got to follow up with either another big move or a cover attempt right now. Jay Briscoe's got to stay on him. There you see Simply Luscious looking concerned. She, of course, claims she was mistreated by Ring of Honor and joined the Prophecy. And now let's see what we got going on here.
Big clothesline by Briscoe, and the champ is out.
And Jay's got to follow up on it. Xavier right now is reeling. This is a lot more than a warm-up match right now. Jay coming in, misses the baseball slide. Xavier smartly moving out of the way right there.
He backed off. He's got so much ring presence. I mean, he is a champion. We're not proud of him in every sense, but he really knows what he's doing in that ring. He's a kind of a ring general in there, the way a champion should be. And here comes Jay Briscoe up top.
Oh, misses and hits the guardrail hard.
Oh,
Jay Briscoe, he's kind of slowing down that high flying style that he was known for in his earlier days, which I guess was when he was like 16 or something.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yep, as he had that growth spurt, as he's getting bigger, he's using it less and less. But there he tried for it and paid the price. As now he's tasting the guardrail.
He almost ran right into Simply Luscious there. She's happy now with the way things are going. And again, Briscoe tossed into the barricade.
And look, that barricade just snapped on that one.
More bad-mouthing by Xavier. And now, a la Mortal Kombat, she says finish it. Sending Jay Briscoe back into the ring. This is really going to be a test for him to see if he can come back after that. He had so much hang time, and it all went against him when he hit the barricade.
Definitely Jay Briscoe is going to be tested here, but when you're in the ring with a champion like this, you are going to get tested as those big forearm shots taking a toll on Jay. And
getting fired up. Xavier nails him with a strong kick to the chest. And Xavier looking around like, I can put this match away anytime I want.
That's exactly right.
Setting Briscoe up on the top right now, and the champion going for the kill right here.
And Jay Briscoe saving himself with those elbows right there. Big chop to the back, though. Hurting Jay, and let's see what Xavier's going to follow her up with.
As he is now tied to the tree of woe. Oh man, big shoulder block right to the legs.
And Jay is down. Xavier taking his time. He's almost beginning to toy around with Jay a little bit, which you better not do with somebody of the caliber of Jay Briscoe.
That's right. This really hasn't been a warm-up match, and he really has to not forget that. Because Briscoe has proven himself. Has him up on top. This could be very dangerous. Trying to get him hooked up.
Oh.
Inverted DDT from the top.
And this could be it for Jay. Jay might lose again.
That could be it. No.
Well, what a cocky cover there by Xavier. If he had hooked the leg and covered him, he might have had him.
I think he would have had him there, Chris.
And this is not how a Ring of Honor champion should be acting. And now you see a chin lock. And while we're in this chin lock, I'm finally going to finish my thought on that #1 Contenders trophy.
Go ahead.
Basically, the whole idea of that is that the man who wins that trophy is the man who gets that title shot. Once he wins that trophy, he relinquishes it. But until he receives his title shot, he must defend it as just like a title belt would be. So it kind of serves as a secondary title belt here in Ring of Honor. But you know when someone finally gets a title shot, they deserve it, as Jay Briscoe is up and out of that chin lock right now.
Reverse roll up. Xavier put on the brakes. Swing and a miss. Briscoe with a German suplex. And he hits two. Briscoe almost pinned the champion right there, Chris.
And now is almost did. And what a victory that would have been for Jay Briscoe.
That would have just rocketed him up to the top and really proven himself to everybody.
And you know what? Jay Briscoe, he's defeated Tony Mama Luke. He's defeated the Amazing Red. Those aren't two shabby guys to beat right there. That's very impressive. And you got to figure if he beats Xavier in a non-title match, I think that until that #1 Contenders trophy makes its debut on November the 9th, Jay could be in line for a title shot.
Yeah, I think... Wait a minute.
Exchange of fists right now.
I think Briscoe's gotten a lot of disrespect that he really doesn't deserve.
No, he's young. He's learned his lessons in each of those losses, and he's taking those lessons right now, and he's using them to take it right to Xavier, and it's back and forth. And oh, he rocks the champion with a forearm right there. Another one.
But Xavier keeps getting back up. See if Briscoe can put him away. Hooks him up for a seated gourd buster. But Briscoe...
How the hell do you know the names of these moves, John?
I do my best.
And Jay going up now. He's used that big leg drop from the top before.
But he's taking a lot of punishment. I don't think he's not able to get to the top rope as fast as he'd like to.
Well, right now Jay has to be softening up Xavier for that Jay Driller, because no matter who he's in the ring with, no one... Oh, there he hits it. He should be trying for that Jay Driller, because that Jay Driller puts everyone down, but...
No, only two after the guillotine leg drop from the top.
Very smart going for the pin attempt right there. But now he's got to be thinking of that Jay Driller, because no one gets up from that Jay Driller. That's what he used to defeat Mama Luke. That's what he used to defeat the Amazing Red. And now he's trying to hook Xavier for it.
Here we go.
Xavier, nope, not going up for it at all.
But you see, a guy like Xavier with the ring generalship, he's not going to get himself in the position to get hit with a Jay Driller. And that's why he's the champion, I think, like it or not. Because he's got a version of a Cobra Clutch here.
Yep, and Jay's dropping down. Again, this match is beginning to carry on a little bit in time right now, so both men getting a little worn down. And let's see, Mike Keener checking on Jay Briscoe.
You mentioned Xavier.
That's 2 times. Hold on 1 second, Jeff. I'm sorry. That's twice. One more and it's over.
No, he's still in it. You mentioned he was a personal trainer, Xavier, but he's still got the stamina going for him. But Briscoe's got something left too.
Oh!
Clutch suplex. Good night. No!
Jay kicks out.
Oh.
And you know, that's the kind of impressive moves that make a champion, but even more impressive is Jay Briscoe kicking out. And Xavier, he might be thinking of going for that 450. Jay gets out of it, using those ropes to kick out of it. And Donald, he's got him hooked.
Here it comes.
He's got him hooked.
Oh, Xavier's blocking it.
Once again.
Into a sunset flip by Briscoe. No, Xavier rolled through. So hard to keep the champ down. A 2. And
oh, look at that! So look at that strength. That's pure strength right there by Xavier, taking Jay up in power. No, Jay ducks down, ducks the head. He's got him.
Wait a minute.
Jay Driller.
Yeah, he got it.
Get the cover. Cover him.
Here it is. He did it.
Jay Briscoe. Jay Briscoe has upset Xavier in Xavier's first match as Ring of Honor champion. He used that Jay Driller to pin Xavier. Unbelievable. Jay Briscoe pulling out the biggest win of his career right here. Simply Luscious is shocked. Xavier, he's down from that Jay Driller. And what's this?
Oh, no.
It's Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe.
Come on, after the match that Jay Briscoe had, the Prophecy showing their disrespect in a big clothesline.
expect the Prophecy has to be beyond angry. Xavier losing his first match as Ring of Honor champion, and they are putting it to Jay Briscoe right now. Chris Daniels and Samoa Joe just putting the boots to him, and Jay Briscoe needs some help. He needs some help right now. He is at the mercy of these three, and these three are not going to show him any mercy, as what they're picking Jay up from the ground, and Xavier's going up. What are they doing?
Briscoe does not deserve this after the performance he's put in.
Oh,
450, the Firebird splash. Oh, and come on.
and Jay was elevated off the ground when Xavier hit him with it. I've never quite seen a hit like that, and Jay is down there. They're teaching Jay a lesson for upsetting the champion there, and oh, look at them.
That's got to be the biggest win of Jay Briscoe's career.
And hold on, here's Loki and Doug Williams.
There we go.
Loki and Doug Williams hitting the ring, and the Prophecy, oh yeah, now that the odds are even, the Prophecy are leaving. The Prophecy, they want no part.
You want to test it? You want to test it? Come on. Come on. Damn right it ain't. Not till you're
The
dead.
Prophecy wanting no part of Loki and Doug Williams.
It's a good thing somebody came out to help Jay Briscoe. This should really be Jay Briscoe's moment of glory, pinning the champion Xavier.
And we haven't seen the last of this. Jay Briscoe's now thrown right into the fire.
The prophecy runs the show. This prophecy runs the show. We run this show. Don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget it. We got all the titles. Kick your ass.
Finishing first at a total combined weight of 430 pounds.
Jeff Gorman, no code of honor in this one.
Uh-oh.
This is a blood feud at its best, and a hit squad coming in through the back door, and I don't think Logan and DeVito know it.
They're already tearing down the ring, Chris. It's going to be falls count anywhere.
It's going to be falls count anywhere. We've never had a match like this in Ring of Honor before, but with these four, you're going to need it to settle this issue. And oh,
Here we go. Monster Mac and Mafia to hit squad.
and they got a
started.
They got a guardrail already. This one, last time at Unscripted, it was the Carnage crew laying out the hit squad with those hubcap shots, taking them out of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Tournament. We never had a no contest in Ring of Honor before, and we did in the Sinners versus Hit Squad match, all because of the Carnage crew. And it all started at June 22nd at Road to the Title when the Hit Squad actually powerbombed Loke through a table that DeVito was on, and now it's come to this.
Reversing the Irish whip. Loke goes in. Nobody home. And there's the clothesline from Compton.
And Loke is down. This one's going to be hard hitting. These two teams are out to hurt each other. This isn't so much about who's going to win or lose. This is about getting some revenge and hurting your opponent.
Hit squad loves a match like this. This is right up their alley.
And what's he doing?
Setting up the guardrail.
That steel mesh right there. Any fan who's been to Ring of Honor and touched it can tell you. And
Oh man, just propelling his body. And DeVito is in big trouble in the early going here.
and now it's like that broke the mesh off of the guardrail when it just went flying all into DeVito, and he really tasted it. And look at, wow, you can see that expression on his face right there. That's what your face looks like after you get a face full of mesh. And now let's see what the Hit Squad are going to follow it up with, as they are just right on the advantage early on in this one.
DeVito's mouth busted open already, and Mafia trying to recover from that move that he inflicted.
And these two, they'll go to any, or these two teams will go to any lengths. And
Good looking suplex there by DeVito.
and right into the corner, causing Mafia to land basically on his neck. And that's a lot of weight to be landing on his neck. Not as much weight as Monster Mac right here as he's working over Loke.
This was going all over the place, and here comes the hubcap.
That's those hubcaps, the same hubcaps that took Boogaloo out, ended his career in Ring of Honor. Same hubcaps that kept Homicide out of the tournament, down at Unscripted. And now they're both working over Monster Mac. They're just beating them down. And what, the crowd's clearing out of the way. And what's this? Uh-oh.
Look out.
And Mafia has just taken out all three of them like a bowling ball, and there are a bunch of pins. And that whole section is annihilated. The chairs are scattered everywhere. The fans love it. We have never quite seen action like this in Ring of Honor before, but this is what happens when a feud escalates. There's no reasons for actions like this off the bat, but when things build and build and build, they reach a climax, and that's what we're seeing right here in this match.
Mafia just wiped out off the building with that move, and now DeVito paying the price again. I tell you, the Carnage Crew have just really been instigators over and over, and now they're paying the price.
Stiff chair shot there, and right to the head. Mafia just brutalizing DeVito right in the head with those chair shots. And you know, there's different kinds of brutality. You see what Samoa Joe and Loki do to each other, but then you have this, and he just throws that guardrail right on him.
And DeVito has been eating fence throughout this match. They love to brawl with the weapons, but now they're really taking a lot of shots.
And
Into more chairs.
And this section is gone. I hope that we got some ushers there to put those rows back as Monster Mac and Loke are brawling another part of the building. And what's this? Mafia's got a trash can.
Boom.
Memphis Moondog style right there.
I tell you, the Hit Squad says the body count continues on the shirt, and DeVito sends him right into the wall. I mean, like him or not, the Carnage Crew, they are not backing down from this challenge.
And Lope there with a big chair shot. You see the Carnage Crew wearing those Jinx clothing shirts, pretty controversial shirts, available through ourvideo.com, as they're just beating down Mafia with a chair right now.
And it's amazing that they would instigate a match like this against the Hit Squad when this is really the Hit Squad's element.
Well, Loke and DeVito, they're not here to wrestle. They're here to fight and brawl, and that's what they're all about. They're two miserable guys that would be hanging out in your bar, and if you went up to them and said something to them, they just beat you up on the street. That's what they're all about, and that's what they're showing here. This match actually plays right into their element as well as the Hit Squad's element. These are what these two teams are strong at, hardcore action like this, and they're just beating the crap out of each other.
And now, directing traffic here, we'll see what the Hit Squad has in mind.
And Mafia definitely has some plan, and I got a feeling it's going to involve more seats being destroyed.
More redecorating.
Yep.
Oh, I love what you've done with the place.
And there goes that section right there, but DeVito right up, and
look out, people.
And there goes the rest of the section.
This brawl started in the ring, but it's quickly spilled out.
And
they're going all
people
over the
are
place.
flying, chairs are flying, everything's flying all over the place. As we got Monster Mac right now laying the forearm right in there to DeVito.
This is turning into a last fan standing match. No exit, he can't go out that way.
And they're working up towards the hard camera position, up towards that stage. We've never seen action in this area of the building, Ring of Honor, before. And you know what? We probably won't see it again for a long, long time. But this is what happens when a feud builds, when a feud escalates, when a feud's ready to get blown off. You're going to see matches like this as Loke using that hubcap now, straight to the head of the Mafia. Mafia is taking it.
Saying, come on, bring it to me. 3 shots with a hubcap, and he still doesn't go down.
And Loke maybe a DDT going for.
Oh, he got caught with a big clothesline.
Monster Mac laying it there, and there's DeVito right on Monster Mac. This is just an intense brawl right here, and the crowd's loving it. Ring of Honor offering you something of everything.
That's right. There's no way this match could have even possibly been contained in a ring, so it was good to not even just pretend that it wouldn't turn into something like this.
Hey, when it's time for a feud to finish, it's going to be time for a feud to finish in a match that deserves it, like this.
And now setting up on the table.
And what are they going to do here? This is the way that they did the powerbomb, which really started all of this and rode to the title. And it looks like they're trying to get guys in that same position again. They have DeVito down on the table. Mafia calling for it.
This could get very ugly.
And Monster Mac feeding Loke up to Mafia. We're going to see that powerbomb. It started with this powerbomb. It's going to end with this powerbomb.
Here we go.
He's got him. And Loke fights out of it. Great effort by Loke. And there's a chair to the back of Monster Mac. Oh, big chair over the head, and Monster Mac is down. Mafia could be faced on a 2-on-1 situation right here.
It was almost curtain for the Carnage Crew, but they fought their way back. And here's DeVito. Brawling with Mafia up there. Oh, and a low blow by Loke.
And that'll put an end to it right there. And what's DeVito doing? He's picking him up, and
here we go.
No. No.
Oh, man.
And the 3 count has been made. The Carnage Crew have won, but
that's almost not important right now, considering that
Mafia is hurt. He was just power driven through that table, and I believe that he is hurt.
He's really hurt.
And the Carnage Crew, this could be the biggest victory of their careers easily.
Definitely.
Everyone picking the Hit Squad to win this one, and they won it, but they won it by perhaps they took out Boogaloo before, and now it looks like they might have taken out Mafia.
Mafia is not moving. Pile driven straight through that table.
And there you see Loki, training partner of Mafia Monster Mac. They all run together in New York, and he's out there to check on his friend. And I think we have a very serious situation right here.
We do. Carnage drew a big win. You got to give him credit, but at this point, you got to see how Mafia's doing.
You know, there's such things as violence, there's such things as brutality, but there's some things that are just too far. And when you're dealing with men's careers, and especially a big man like Mafia being power-driven from a stage to a table on a hardwood floor basketball court, you're dealing with a guy who could have suffered a very serious injury here, and this might have gone too far.
Joey, what's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? Joey, wake up, dude. Joey. What's this problem, man? Joey, wake up. What are you?
Participant number 2.
Nickname when he won the Heartbreak Gauntlet Series, which was made up of a bunch of men who were trained by Shawn Michaels and Rudy Boy Gonzalez at the Shawn Michaels / Texas Wrestling Academy, and that happened at Night of Appreciation. Definitely a match to check out. And there you see Spanky jumping Michael Shane after they fulfilled the Code of Honor and shook hands. Spanky and Michael Shane just don't like each other. They haven't since day one when they were training together. There's always been a rivalry. We saw it begin to develop at the first show. Oh,
Dropkick by London as he backflips. It's interesting, we're seeing people fulfill the Code of Honor and then boom, they'll just attack their opponent.
Well, the Code of Honor is above all here in Ring of Honor. No one wants to break it except for, of course, the prophecy. And the Code of Honor it's the commandments by which Ring of Honor lives on, and nobody wants to be the ones to break that. And Spanky's setting up for a big move, and Paul London taking advantage and stealing maybe Spanky's move there.
Spanky saying, hey, I was doing something there. I had something planned. Instead, he's going to try something different with Michael Shane.
And let's see.
Oh, put on the brakes, and London landed on his back.
And I think that Spanky and Paul London, it looked like they might have been working together, but so far they've really been right there. Paul London questioning, hey, where was Michael Shane? I thought you were whipping him in there for a dropkick. Spanky now pushing him off. They both wanted Michael Shane so bad. Of course, Paul London and Michael Shane had that legendary ladder match, street fight at Unscripted, and this is a follow-up to that. And now I think Paul London and Spanky have had enough of each other trying to get at Michael Shane, and they're going at each other right now. And it's a good thing for Michael Shane because this is almost shaping up as a handicap match against him.
Right, they were battling back and forth trying to get the right to beat up Michael Shane. London lands on him and gets two. But for Shane, it turned into a situation, my enemy's enemy is my friend.
And Paul London, Michael Shane, that's been a feud that's really been taken off. It started at Crowning the Champion. It got bigger at Honor Invades Boston. And then, of course, we had Unscripted, and now it's all led to this. Showstopper name on the line. All these three men, they claim that they want it. And really, all three of them deserve that name.
A lot of bragging rights among the three of them, considering how far they all go back. And that's why this is such a big match, as Spanky getting the crowd behind him and nails London with a drop kick. Quickly goes for the pin.
And Spanky uses a lot of those unique kind of drop kicks and forearms, and kind of puts a little bit of a variation on them, make him a little bit different, and that's what makes him such a unique athlete. Very charismatic individual, had a lot of success here in Ring of Honor, going all the way to Crowning the Champion, that 1 hour Iron Man match where he fell short at the title match, but Spanky's still one of the top stars here.
Oh, Michael Shane from behind with the enziguri. London did not see that coming at all, and then he disposes of Spanky.
Throws Spanky, and Spanky landed hard too.
And now Michael Shane's starting to take over after the punishment he's taken. Michael Shane would love to get that showstopper nickname.
And when you're dealing with someone like Spanky, you're dealing with someone with really drive unlike anybody else you've ever seen. This man is determined to make it in this business, and this has really been a great year for him, getting all the attention in Ring of Honor, getting a job in 0-1, and I hear some other companies are interested in him too.
He's really a star on the rise. A nice little flapjack there by Michael Shane. Goes for the pin, and there's just so much internal hatred between these two, Shane and London, after that incredible match they had it unscripted. But you can't overlook the third man in the ring. It's so tough to deal with these three-way dances, and this is an elimination match.
It is an elimination. The last man standing in this one will be the new showstopper, and really have earned that name. It's Paul London now.
Northern Light suplex. London floats over.
Wow, nice. And he's powering Shane up. Lost him. Gets him back, though.
Going for another one. And he's going to roll into and try to go for number 3. Amazing. A series of rolling Northern Light suplexes. Nope. He's going to go with a Blizzard suplex. And 2. Very nice.
Paul London is just an unbelievable, phenomenal athlete, and we just saw that there as he turns his attention to Spanky now with a big shoulder block.
And down goes Spanky again as London and Shane go at it one more time. Hooks him up. And Shane, getting ahead of steam, drops him with a hangman's neck breaker.
Michael Shane, another man whose star has been on the rise here. Came into Ring of Honor first show basically as just a throw-on match with the contract on the line. Spanky won it at it. The era of honor begins. But Michael Shane, since he's shown more of his own cocky personality, the guy is an asshole, and that's been coming out lately in Ring of Honor. And whoa!
Vaulting off Spanky into a shooting star press, and a 2 count because Shane is in the ropes.
Nice. And Michael Shane's star is on the rise. You see Biohazard in Michael Shane's corner right there. By Michael Shane.
2 count.
Michael Shane getting into Biohazard's head. Biohazard not the smartest individual. Michael Shane taking advantage of that and saying, hey, I got a contract now in Ring of Honor, which you want to crowning a champion. You stick with me, you'll go places. And Biohazard, kind of dim-witted, did so.
So you're saying that he's easily influenced, easily led down the wrong path.
I'm just saying he's not that intelligent of an individual, and he's listening to somebody with the charisma and intelligence of Michael Shane.
And Shane with London got kicked away there as London's looking for something to do against Spanky. And he gets knocked off and bounces off the top rope down to the floor. Spanky with a big move there.
It looks like Spanky could be setting up for some sort of a high-flying move right now. He's hitting the ropes.
Here we go. No, Michael Shane chops him down with a clothesline. And that's the second time we've seen Michael Shane attack somebody unawares in this three-way dance format. It really seems to be favoring Shane right now.
Michael Shane, he picks his spots. He knows exactly what he's doing at all times as he whips Spanky in. Big basic backdrop. And that's what Michael Shane's all about. Basic wrestling moves. Old school. He's got an old school mentality, but he executes them so well and just puts them together so well. And that's what makes Michael Shane one of the top competitors here in Ring of Honor. And at the same time, the fans just absolutely hate this guy.
And with good reason. I mean, it's amazing the level of disrespect that he's shown for his mentor, Rudy Boy Gonzalez.
Well, you got to figure what a cocky attitude. He says he enjoys following the code of honor. He enjoys shaking hands because there's nothing he likes more than when he defeats a man and that man has to look him right in the eye and shake his hand after the match and admit to him that he's the better man. Michael Shane gets off on that, and that's what makes him such a, you'd say it's confidence, but I call it arrogance, and I call it being an asshole, as he suplexes Spanky, but Spanky holds on.
And he's going to skin the cat back into the ring, and that allowed Michael Shane to hit the baseball slide on London. I think he was aiming for Spanky.
He was, and London just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and as a result took that baseball slide, and now Michael Shane just punching London, and there goes Spanky.
Clobbering Michael Shane on the way down with a running pescado, but Spanky really landed hard as well, and all three of these guys are out on the floor.
And you see Spanky with that haircut there. 0-1 in Japan gave him that haircut because they want him to look like Leonardo DiCaprio, and I guess that's what they're doing with him. So Paul London going up, and this is always going to be good. Oh.
No, not unless Spanky's going to interrupt it. Yep. I guess they're big Titanic fans over there.
Spanky knocks him down, whips him, and head first right into that steel mesh.
These guys pulling out all the stops.
And look at Shane right there take advantage with some chops.
See who can become the showstopper. I think all three of these guys deserve it, but only one person will really be able to call himself the showstopper. Because these guys are really very evenly matched in different ways.
Well, Spanky did anoint himself the showstopper after winning that Heartbreak Gauntlet series at Night of Appreciation. And Michael Shane, he took exception to that right then and there.
Look at this.
Yep, well, choking him out. Michael Shane, he is a relative of Shawn Michaels. They are cousins. And Michael Shane, when he saw that Spanky was using that showstopper name, took exception to that. And that's the issue there. But of course, Spanky and Michael Shane they just plain don't like each other, and that's been proven since their very first day of training. Just ask Rudy Boy Gonzalez. Ooh.
And now Paul London, a little tit for tat. They're attacking Michael Shane from behind.
And it looked like Michael Shane was going to try to finish off Spanky with that chair, and that's not really what this match is about. But Paul London there making the save for Spanky, I guess you could say, with that kick. And Paul London now. Let's see what he's
Just shows how important it is for these three to win this match.
Oh, of course, and you just get such a rivalry on the line here, and so much going on with that showstopper name that they all want to win it, especially after that. I mean, that ladder match people are going to be talking about for a long, long time between Michael Shane and Paul London. Technically, it was a street fight, but it was the ladders that really put that over the top. A really must-see match of the year candidate.
It was that unscripted.
That unscripted, there you go. As Paul London tossing Michael Shane back into the ring, it looks like the action's going to be returning to where it belongs inside the ring.
And a 2 count. So Paul London with the advantage now, but it just keeps shifting back and forth. Somebody has got to score a pinfall just so they can concentrate on just one other opponent.
And hold on, Paul London could be going up for that beautiful shooting star press that he does. No one does this better than Paul London, and Spanky right there to cut him off.
Spanky attacking London, and now he's setting up for something. Shane better watch out. No, Shane's up too.
And Shane, both those guys are caught on the top, and Shane's got Spanky now, dumps him down.
With the power bomb, Shane pretty proud of himself, but there's somebody I forgot.
Oh! Paul London shooting star press over Michael Shane, trying to get Spanky. Spanky moves. Spanky now has him.
Sliced bread number 2.
And Spanky can cover for the pin, but Shane super kick, and Shane covered him.
He got him.
What a cheap pinfall by Michael Shane.
London's out of there.
Michael Shane taking advantage of the situation, but that's just plain cheap. And it's come down to Michael Shane and Spanky. You saw it began at the Era of Honor Begins, the very first show. You saw the heat when they shook hands with each other. They do not like each other. And now it's coming down to these two in what could be the final chapter of the Michael Shane-Spanky feud. Spanky did defeat Michael Shane in that Heartbreak Gauntlet series en route to getting that showstopper nickname, and now Michael Shane looking to even the odds. It's down to 1-on-1. Michael Shane versus Spanky, the feud, possibly the final chapter. Who's going to win it? We're going to find out right here, right now.
And Shane has to be very proud of himself getting that pin over his other rival, Paul London, although he's not the one who did the damage. It was Spanky with the sliced bread number 2.
It was a cheap pin, and you know that, for Jeff Gorman.
That's right, Jeff Gorman. Showstopper name on the line, and it's going to be one of these two. As Spanky tossed back into the ring by Michael Shane. Goes for the pin. And a 2 count.
Ref Hansen right on top of it. Ref Hansen, I believe, you know, you talk about a lot of the best upcoming wrestlers in the business, but you got to talk about one of some of the best upcoming referees in the business. You have to talk about Ref Hansen, and right in that same sentence, you have to talk about the other Ring of Honor referees, Gary Morair and Paul Turner. 3 of the best upcoming refs in the business, and they're right here in the Ring of Honor to make sure that we see clear winners and losers.
That's right. I know the adherence to the Code of Honor and following the rules is so important. It's only as good as the referees, and they have been enforcing the Code of Honor very well, so that almost every pinfall is a legitimate one and not really cheapened in any way.
And when you have these 3 and they have someone like Mike Keener to learn from, you're going to have probably the best ref crew in the business right now.
It's important. As we've seen, Spanky off the ropes and gets thrown out of the ring again by Michael Shane, just like earlier in the match.
And Spanky always lands hard, always puts his body on the line. He absolutely loves this business. He drove 30 hours straight from, yes, he drove to California 30 hours straight on a half-hour's notice to get a job in Japan, and that's the kind of drive and passion this guy has for the business. Absolutely loves it, and he has this Ring of Honor platform to perform on, which he enjoys. And there you see him going back and forth with Michael Shane, as Michael Shane just working on him right now. And you got to think, if Michael Shane can pin Spanky right now, that's just going to push Michael Shane up to main event status.
Definitely, because he would have pinned both opponents to get that showstopper name, but Spanky reverses Shane into the guardrail.
And not only that, but Spanky has had so much success here in Ring of Honor, going all the way, being a huge part of that 1-hour Iron Man match, the biggest match in Ring of Honor history. And you got to figure, to pin someone who is in that match, that's going to propel your career right up there too. As Michael Shane, he's already getting some momentum despite losing that ladder match, street fight. He's still impressed everybody enough in that, so a win over here, it's going to push him right to the top. And Spanky just trying to hang on to that showstopper nickname by pulling this one out, and it's been back and forth.
And both these stars are on the rise, but you know, the fans Backdrop into the crowd. The fans are really going to be looking to, of course, all the Ring of Honor shows, but since this is one of the big quarterly events, Glory by Honor, this is a match that's going to really be go down in history for quite a long time, no matter who wins.
A lot of people watching it, a lot of stipulations tonight, every single one of them important, including this one. Showstopper nickname on the line, both men going at it and getting a little tired now as this match progresses. You saw there was a lot of back and forth action before. They're beginning to slow down a little bit, taking their time, choosing their spots as Spanky goes up to the top rope.
Let's see what Spanky can do. Taking him down there.
It looked like Michael Shane caught him with a drop kick right to the gut on his way down. And Michael Shane has to take advantage of this right now as Spanky's in a lot of pain.
He's trying to get that pin. No, Spanky able to kick out. Amazing the punishment that Spanky can take and keep coming back. He's been in and out of the ring. He's been practically wiped all over the floor in this match, and he's still in it.
Well, Spanky's as tough as they come. Don't get fooled by his pretty boy appearance. This is one tough individual. And Michael Shane now at the sleeper hold, trying to wear him down some more, tire him out, and Spanky's got to get out of this.
Michael Shane, a bit of a height advantage here, leaning down on Spanky, making him carry the weight, and he's looking pretty confident right now.
Confident as always. That's the word with Michael Shane. Confident, arrogance, call it what you will. This man has it. And Spanky now getting out of it.
Shoots him in, and now Spanky comes back with a sleeper. Shane looking for a counter, and he gets it with a back suplex.
And these two have matched up so evenly all the way back to the days of the Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy, and that's becoming very obvious in this match as they're going hold for hold with each other, and both men down, both men tired, but both men refusing to give up, and that's the kind of drive these men have.
It's really a personal feud between these two in so many ways. Both men making their way up. Spanky with a headlock. Shane sends him in and catches him one more time in the sleeper, and Spanky fights his way out.
Slice bread he was going for, couldn't get it.
And chopped down from behind by Michael Shane. Now what's Shane have in mind? Up the second rope. And drops the elbow. Gets a 2 count. That's a move that was often favored by Shawn Michaels.
Yep, well, Michael Shane, he uses that picture-perfect elbow from the top rope to win his matches. Now on a second rope one, trying to soften up Spanky more, so maybe he can get him in position for that picture-perfect elbow.
See if he can put Spanky away. Hooks him up.
No.
Went for German suplex, but Spanky flipped out of there.
And Spanky slice bread number 2.
There
he got it. He got it. He's got to cover him.
I don't know if he can make the pin.
Get up, man! Come on, you can do this! Get up! Come on, man!
Biohazard screaming for Michael Shane. A great move by Spanky. I don't know if he can get the pin in
He's
time.
too worn down to get over there. A lot of time has passed since he hit slice bread number 2. He's also got to pull Michael Shane away from the ropes.
Here it is. No, Michael Shane kicked out.
You know what? Michael Shane has just kicked out of slice bread number 2, and some time might have passed, but that's still pretty damn impressive that he kicked out. And Michael Shane now making his way to his feet even, and Spanky's going to think about hitting slice bread number 2 again and finishing him off, but Michael Shane cuts him off with a forearm. Spanky is hurt, and Spanky is tired. Spanky is in trouble.
Irish whip. Spanky puts on the brakes and comes right back with a forearm. Spanky's showing a lot of fighting heart, and these fans showing their appreciation.
These fans, they really take him behind Spanky. They really like this individual, and they're looking for him to upset Michael Shane, who they don't like. And right there, you see Biohazard right in Spanky's ear, trying to taunt him a little bit. And Spanky he tried to climb his way up through those ropes, and he's having a tough time with it.
What a war! I don't see how much farther these two can go. They're really beating each other down, and now it's just turning into a brawl.
They're just trying to do whatever they can to get the advantage right now, and an eye rake.
Michael Shane looking for any shortcut he can take.
Another cheap shot by Michael Shane.
Irish whip. Spanky floats over. Sets him up, but Shane elevates him. And Spanky beats Shane to the punch there. Springboard into a drop kick.
And both men exhausted, both men tired. It might be October 5th, but this is a hot building, and that heat's taking their toll on each man as they're having a hard time making their way to their feet. And the ref, let's see, Hansen checking on both men, and Spanky, look at him. He might be tired, he might be tired, he might be down, but he's still crawling after Michael Shane.
He's reaching, he's grasping for hair, anything he can grab. Both these two back up again. And Spanky laying in some shots
Spanky
now.
getting a little burst of energy right now.
Hooked him over.
Oh, right to the knee to the face.
And drills him with an enziguri. Is that going to be enough?
He's tired. This could be it.
No, only two. Michael Shane still had enough gas in the tank to kick out.
Well, it is going to take a little more than that to get Michael Shane, and maybe Sliced Bread he needs to go. Instead, he picks him up. Ooh.
Whoa, nails it with a Northern Lights bomb. And that could be all. No, it looks like Spanky might be going up. He's crawling to the ropes. Spanky using every ounce of energy he has to become the showstopper.
This kid is just a fighter.
The fans really relate to him because he just never stops. Frog splash!
Frog splash, this could be it.
And he gets two.
Michael Shane just barely kicking out of that frog splash. Spanky's pinned guys with it before. Not enough to get Michael Shane. What else does Spanky have left? You got to think he's got to go for Sliced Bread number 2 again. The greatest thing since Sliced Bread, according to Bob and Dave.
You're right, Chris. He's going for it.
No.
Shane countered. Got caught coming in. Shane with a head of steam. Catches him with a floating DDT.
And he's got to go for that cover now. And he's got it.
No, only two.
I don't know. And you know what? I don't think Michael Shane had the energy to really hook the leg and cover him any better than that.
No, he didn't. He wanted to.
And Michael Shane's going to pull something out soon because he's in trouble here. But now he's got the advantage on Spanky. Both men just exhausted at this point. And look, quick.
Backslide. No, only two. Shane got out again. Shane is so tough to pin. Super kick blocked. Nailed him.
Sliced bread.
No. Missed that time. And there's the super kick by Shane.
I think Spanky's out. Spanky is down after that super kick.
This could be it if Shane can get up the ropes.
He's going up. Can we see the picture perfect elbow? He's up.
Let's see.
Oh, there it is.
He got it.
He nailed Spanky with it. Is this going to be it?
Yes, sir.
Michael Shane has pinned Spanky clean right in the middle of the ring with that picture-perfect elbow after that super kick. What an impressive victory for Michael Shane, defeating someone of the caliber of Spanky, and he is the new showstopper. There he is, the showstopper, Michael Shane. What a victory here.
Like him or not, whether you like his attitude or not, he really earned that title of the showstopper, and a big win to pin Spanky to earn that honor. And he also pinned Paul London.
And that crowd does not like him. And he doesn't care. He really just does not care. He's just in it for himself. He's in it for his own glory. What?
He doesn't need a like a showstopper. He doesn't need to take somebody's name that's been used in the past. Who says I want the showstopper name and the rights to it so nobody else in this building can use it? None of the boys in the back can use it. That name is gone.
What's he doing here?
I know he's trying to call attention to himself, but geez. Christopher Daniels. There is a lot on the line in this match.
In fact, there's a handshake on the line in this one. Now, that might not mean much in a lot of other promotions. In Ring of Honor, it means everything. It's all about the code of honor. If Chris Daniels wins, Doug Williams can never shake hands in Ring of Honor again. That means match after match, he is going to be disgraced. He is going to be disrespected by being unable to shake hands with his opponent. And Doug Williams is a man of honor, and that's going to hurt him. That is definitely going to hurt him and have a psychological effect on him. Chris Daniels, on the other hand, he hates the code of honor. He thinks it's a joke, and he's out to prove that and get rid of the code of honor and shape Ring of Honor in the Prophecy's own image, what he thinks Ring of Honor should be. But if Doug Williams wins, Chris Daniels will be forced to go against everything he believes in and shake hands.
We could start to see the beginning of the end of the Prophecy if Doug Williams can win. Nice jackknife pin there.
But at the same time, when you have somebody like Chris Daniels, if he manages to win this match and Doug Williams can't shake hands, maybe that's part of what he's talking about. Maybe that's part of his quest to take one of Ring of Honor's main event stars, one of their top guys like Doug Williams, a man of honor, and dishonor him and make it so he can't shake hands. And maybe that's part of the slow plan of Chris Daniels to slowly break down the code of honor. The Prophecy, they already have all the titles, Doug Williams being half of the tag team champions along with Donovan Morgan, Xavier, the Ring of Honor champion. So they have the belts, they have the power, they have control right now, and this might just be part of their plan.
Williams rolling through nicely and picks up the leg, and now...
Are there any better mat technicians than Doug Williams going right now?
Not that I can see.
And these two, they met before Ring of Honor's 1 hour Iron Man match at Crowning a Champion. They were both participants in it. This is their first singles match in Ring of Honor. They don't like each other. In fact, it was Doug Williams who was demanding Chris Daniels to shake hands with everybody after that 1 hour Iron Man match, and Chris Daniels basically walked out on Doug Williams. That resulted in this match right here tonight.
Good counter there by Daniels into a Fujiwara armbar. Williams rolls over to alleviate the pressure, and now Daniels goes right back to that left arm. And if Doug Williams wins, it's going to be very hard for Christopher Daniels to preach to the Prophecy members not to follow the code of honor, when in fact he would have to follow the code of honor. This is a big, that's why this match is so big, like you were saying.
That's very true. A lot of people might say, well, it's just a handshake, but you see there's a lot on the line here. Basically, it's Chris Daniels' whole plan, his whole quest of the Prophecy. Doug Williams, a man of honor. Will he be dishonored? And right now, you got two of the best technicians going in the world, and just some beautiful, beautiful wrestling.
We're seeing Doug Williams with some great countering. He really knows how to balance his body to get away from holds that Chris Daniels is trying to put on him. And now he cranks in on this spinning toe hold.
And there you see Doug Williams. He rose to become one of Ring of Honor's top stars in just one night at Road to the Title when he defeated Jay Briscoe and scored an upset at the time over American Dragon. Doug Williams and American Dragon will have their rematch 30-minute Iron Man match at on November the 16th when Ring of Honor returns to the Americal Civic Center right outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And for info on that, as well as a selection of over 5,000 videotapes from every promotion, best ofs from every wrestler that you can think of, whatever you're looking for, check rfvideo.com or call 215-891-9404. Or for the latest on Ring of Honor, you can check ROHWrestling.com.
Now we see Christopher Daniels looking for a break on the outside with Simply Luscious, but here comes Doug Williams right after him.
And look,
Simply Luscious grabbing the leg, and Daniels lowers the boom.
no outside interference. That's one of the codes of. That's one of the laws of honor and the code of honor. Daniels, no respect for it. He's a cheap shot artist, and that's what we saw right there. That's how the Prophecy works.
And that's what he originally must have been telling Simply Luscious. You know, you can go ahead and break the code of honor. Ring of Honor doesn't respect you, Simply Luscious. You know, you can go ahead and break it. That would really stick it to Ring of Honor.
Daniels is great at mind games. He's great at manipulating people, and he's also great in the ring. He's a dangerous individual. And Doug Williams right now, he could have a big step in derailing Chris Daniels' plan right now if he's able to pin him and make Chris Daniels shake hands.
Dragon screw, and then right back to the leg lock. We see Doug Williams going after the legs of Daniels over and over and over, trying to take him out and immobilize him. And Doug Williams, such a smart wrestler in there, as well as an athletically talented one.
Yep, Doug Williams isn't the... Wow, look at that stretch.
Hooking him up with a chancery, plus he's got the legs grapevine.
Doug Williams, this is a man of 1,000,001 holds, without a doubt.
And Christopher Daniels being turned into a pretzel.
And Doug Williams isn't the only one that's upset with Christopher Daniels, of course. But not only that, but Dick Togo, on his very first night in Ring of Honor at Unscripted, felt disrespected by Chris Daniels after their title match for not shaking hands, challenged Chris Daniels to a match. This was actually supposed to be Doug Williams versus Dick Togo, with the winner facing Chris Daniels. However, Dick Togo got injured on the rest of his tour of the United States and is unable to participate tonight, so it comes down to Doug Williams and Christopher Daniels.
Neckbreaker there by Daniels, and Doug Williams gets nailed with the elbow, and so it's really pretty much up to Williams to knock down Chris Daniels in the Prophecy. But right now things are going Daniels' way. To get the 2 count, Doug Williams in trouble here as Daniels has him in a neck vice.
And Doug Williams needs to get out of this crowd. They've seen a lot tonight, Glory by Honor, and this is capping it off right now. Chris Daniels would like nothing more than not only did he keep the titles from being defended tonight, but can you imagine if he wins the main event at Glory by Honor?
That would really be the crowning achievement for the Prophecy here, as they really have gained a lot of momentum lately. A 2 count there, Christopher Daniels. He's a very charismatic leader of this group, and he's finding some followers.
That indeed. And you know, who even knows who you can trust after what happened with Xavier? Who knows whose head he's going to get into next? Chris Daniels is just a very intelligent individual. He knows how to talk to people, and he knows how to get them to follow him.
Russian leg sweep there. Yeah, there may be people that are currently under his influence that we don't even know about yet. And a 2 count. Daniels has done a good job of keeping Doug Williams off his feet, keeping him down on the mat. But you see, his legs are still bothering him after all the punishment Williams has inflicted. Backslide. Williams takes him over. No, only 2. Daniels comes back, but Williams catches it.
He's going for the chaos theory. This will be it if he hits it.
No, Daniels put on the brakes.
Ooh, turns into a stunner. Very nicely done.
Got him out of nowhere. Daniels, a great wrestler, but we see he's a great counter wrestler as well.
And real quick, while both men are down, Ring of Honor's upcoming schedule. You can catch Ring of Honor Hamburg, Pennsylvania, the Fieldhouse,
Only 2.
December the 7th, as the Carnage Crew ends another feud, this time against Homicide. And Homicide has as his replacement for Boogaloo as his new partner, Abdul the Butcher, in a bunkhouse match.
Yikes.
And then, December 28th, Ring of Honor returns back to the Murphy Recreation Center in South Philadelphia. January 11th, Ring of Honor going closer to your territory, Jeff Gorman.
Oh, yeah.
As we hit West Mifflin, PA.
Pittsburgh area. That's going to be great.
Yup, info for all those shows, ROHWrestling.com.
I know a lot of the fans in Pittsburgh. I've worked with the IWC there for a long time. They're really hyped up about seeing Ring of Honor in Pittsburgh.
And we are going to make that a huge show, that's for sure. When Ring of Honor comes to a new town like Hamburg, Pittsburgh, doesn't matter where, we like to make a big impact.
Oh, nailed it with a Manhattan drop. And countering, or rather coming up with a neck breaker, is Christopher Daniels, stringing those moves together nicely, and Daniels has the advantage. Only gets 2.
And keep an eye out for more Ring of Honor events. We're going all over the place. We're trying new towns, so keep an eye out. We might be coming to you, including New York City.
Right. Daniels trying to follow up the advantage here as he sends Doug Williams into the ropes. Kicks him and nails him with the flatliner. And Daniels really putting together a lot of good moves as he tries to put Doug Williams away. Only 2. And how humiliating would it be if Doug Williams could not shake hands on his own volition?
Well, that's the goal of the Prophecy right now, and maybe one by one they're looking at taking down everybody in Ring of Honor, and that's how they're going to get rid of the Code of Honor. You never know, and he's going for the Chaos Theory again.
Here comes.
No.
Daniels counters it again.
Daniels, he's a thinking man's wrestler, and whoops.
Big floating DDT by Doug Williams.
And for such a large individual, Doug Williams is extremely graceful in the execution of his moves. I thought he might have had him
in there, yes. Williams wanted 3, but he goes right back and nails Daniels. But Daniels keeps popping right back up.
It's going to take a lot to beat someone like Chris Daniels.
And nails with a knee in the corner. Williams a little frustrated. He hasn't been able to hit the Chaos Theory and a big knee to the head.
And I think Doug Williams is going for that big 3-knee combo. Here comes the third one off of the ropes.
Oh, man.
If he hits this, Chris Daniels is going to be in a lot of trouble.
There it is. That could be it right here.
Go for the cover.
No, Daniels barely kicks out. Doug Williams almost driving a fatal nail into the coffin of the Prophecy. Or actually maybe the first nail in the coffin of the Prophecy. Can he follow up?
He has him hooked.
Spinning Fisherman Buster.
Get on him. Go for the cover.
And a 2 count. Daniels, like him or not, he's showing a lot of toughness here, Chris.
Without a doubt, that's what Chris Daniels is all about. He is one tough individual. And you know, you put him and Donovan Morgan together as a tag team, you got the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. And what I'll put that team up against any team in the business right now. They're just a great team chemistry-wise. And we got,
Chaos Theory the 3rd time he stopped him. And there's the STO.
STO, that's what pinned Hidaka at unscripted, despite even with help with Donovan Morgan, but still that's enough to pin a man. But Chris Daniels, too beat up, too tired to go for the cover, and both men right now, they got to be thinking after the next move, taking this moment to have a breather, trying to decide what they're going to do next. You got 2 of the toughest men in this industry right now to put their shoulders down.
And their stamina, you know, is unparalleled after that 60-minute match.
Look at that physical, I mean, just look at them and you see the physical condition on both of them.
Blue Thunderbomb, and 2 by Daniels. Daniels still unable to keep Doug Williams down. And takes him down with a choke slam. What's it going to take to put him away?
I think he might be going for that double jump moonsault. He always hits this with perfection.
There it is. Okay, here we go. No, Williams kicks out.
Wow, I thought he might have had him there.
Daniels throwing everything at Williams, but Williams keeps kicking out.
Referee Mike Keener right on top of the action. And Daniels, he's got to be thinking about going for that last rights or angels wings at this point. So he's hitting those big forearms right there on the tough head of Doug Williams.
Caught him with a belly-to-belly overhead suplex, and Doug Williams shows he still has something left. Doug Williams really carrying a lot of hopes of a lot of the Ring of Honor people in the back on his shoulders.
This crowd picking up, they're getting into it. They're not just cheering for moves, they're cheering for an entire match, entire show.
Here it is. No, rolling through. Williams with that jackknife pin again. Oh, he only got 2. Lamai straw cradle. 2 again. Daniels keeps kicking out.
Daniels cuts him off with that big knee to the gut right there. Has him down.
Takes him down. Only 2. Nice little move there.
Another unique pinning combination. Crowd showing their appreciation for it. Even if it is Chris Daniels, they do appreciate great wrestling. That's what it's about here at Ring of Honor.
And now they're brawling back and forth. Williams thinking maybe he can get the advantage this way. Daniels puts on the brakes. And Williams sits out nicely to get out of that move.
And he might be going for a chaos there in the middle of the ring. He's got him. Oh!
It is.
But Daniels is in the ropes.
He's in the ropes.
I thought he had him. Daniels in the ropes. No one kicks out of the chaos theory. Chris Daniels in the rope. Doug Williams obviously frustrated. Might have been taking off his game there with that frustration. And Daniels hooks him. No!
He got him.
He had his
Wins it.
He had his foot on the ropes. He was using the ropes for leverage.
Oh no.
A cheap win there by Chris Daniels. Doug Williams can never shake hands in Ring of Honor again.
Oh no.
Doug, what a
Win for Daniels,
disgrace.
but and now he's laughing at him.
And what's he doing? He's offering his hand to Doug Williams. He knows Doug Williams can't shake his hand, and he's offering his hand to him. And what's this? It's Dick Togo.
Oh.
He just nailed Daniels with that crutch. And Jay Briscoe's in now.
Hooks him up. Jay Driller.
Nails him with the Jay Driller. Dick Togo gets a measure of revenge. Jay Briscoe gets a measure of revenge. But Doug Williams, he can never shake hands again. But at least Chris Daniels is down. Dick Togo, Jay Briscoe getting a measure of revenge here to end Glory by Honor. I want to thank everybody out there on behalf of Ring of Honor. Thank you for purchasing Glory by Honor. We hope to see you November 9th for All-Star Extravaganza.
For Chris Lovey, this is Jeff Gorman saying so long for now.
Joining us this evening.
Hey, Tony. So that's it? You're not gonna say goodbye?
the FBI. We had some great times.
We had a lot of good times, Tony. Many miles up and down the road.
Lots of miles.
The FBI made some history, and you definitely topped it off in the end. And you should be proud of yourself. You're a hell of a wrestler. There's just one thing I wish, and I tried to end the FBI gimmick in the stipulation match, but the better man won. And
That's your opinion.
I tapped. You got me. But if I can just convince you one more time to become the serious wrestler that I know you are, prove to the world that you are a Sicilian shooter, one of the best. You were trained by Dean Malenko. How do you think Dean feels sometimes watching you sometimes? And believe me, he is. Knowing the guy that he trained became a comical wrestler. We did it when we had to. And you know what? The FBI treated both of us great. I have nothing against the FBI. I love the gimmick. But there's a time when the times have to change. And it's time for you to become serious and take my spot here. Fill my shoes. Because I'm very picky. And there ain't many people that I really believe that can fill my shoes. And you can fill my shoes if you can get serious and just drop all the comical stuff. Go in there and work your ass off. There ain't nobody in that dressing room that can beat you. And you know that. You're a professional. You're an entertainer. And you love entertaining, but people can see when you turn the switch and you become a shooter. But it's time to become a shooter all the time. All the time. 100% of the time. And if you do that, one day, I believe you can be somewhere. But it's up to you. It's up to you. You can keep the comical stuff going, and you can just ride the rope, or you can drop it and shoot yourself to the top. Because like I said, when you're ready and you want to go, there ain't nobody that can beat you. Just something to think about. The ball's in your court. Ring of Honor is ready. It's all about wrestling. And you're definitely a hell of a wrestler. So, you make the decision. I can't do anything else. I'm gonna have to go do what I gotta do right now.
James, you're right. It's time to be a man.
And drop the gimmick. See you down the road.
Take care of yourself.
Leave me careful. I'll see you sooner than you think.
Well, I've got a dream team of my own. It's the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, the future legend, Donovan Morgan, and the meanest SOB in Ring of Honor, Samoa Joe. On November 9th, we're gonna keep all the titles and keep all the power.
Jay Briscoe, you may got lucky once, but on November 9th, this title ain't going nowhere. I proved it before,
Yeah, but
I'll take it.
That Jay Driller knocked you out last time. Don't let it happen again.
Okay. Don't worry about that, don't worry about that. Just remember, on November 9th, the prophecy is victorious, we keep the titles, and we keep the power. How's that? Good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Good, you guys done? It's cool. Luscious, want to with me? Hey, wait, Steve, I gotta ask you a question. Now, what's the deal with you hanging around with this Michael Shane clown? I mean, what's that all about?
Yeah, you saw he super kicked me.
Easy, guys. How many times do I have to tell you guys? You guys, it's business. Michael Shane and me, it's business. Me and Luscious, personal. I really don't care about this prophecy stuff, man. Just out for me.
Hey, look, Steve. I don't care what you and Luscious do on your off time, but don't start bad-mouthing the prophecy, okay? Do me that favor.
I'll do you any favor you want. Is the promo over? Can I go with the girl?
Yeah, go.
Hey, fellas, I hear my name? Oh, if it isn't the little prophecy that Luscious wanted me to join.
You're that one in that #1 contenders gauntlet match, right? You know what this means? This means you're the best. You think you got what it takes to take this from me?
You know what? I know I can take that from you. And you know what else? When all's said and done, you're gonna have to look me right in the eye, just like we are right now. You're gonna have to shake my hand and know that I am the better man.
I'll be watching that gauntlet match November 9th. I'll be watching.
Just wait till the night. Just wait till the night. Luscious, come on.
Oh, no. Listen. She can't go with you right now, Steve. We got to talk business. Business, okay? All right.
Joe? Norma Jeans?
Norma Jeans.
All right, baby. Let's go.
Hey, whoa, Joe, we got to talk business. Come on, stick around. What's going on?
Business? I handle my business in the ring. That's what you pay me for. If you want me to be your boyfriend afterwards, that'll cost you extra. Let's go.
See you, Prophecy.